Hello, hello, hello. Oh, I've been thinking about some things, and so I kind of wanted to get on Google and do a little research into what I was thinking about. And it was a lot about forgiveness and how people, like, it was always about pedophile supporters. That's what I was thinking about, some pedophile supporters. And about the ways that the things they use to defend and enable pedophiles. And forgiveness is a I kept thinking it's a weapon, man. They're using forgiveness as a weapon against people who have been sexually abused. And forgiveness can be used as a weapon. It really, really is a lot. And so I went on to Google and looked up kind of forgiveness as a weapon, I think is what I put in there, with sexual abuse. And I found an article, a really interesting article. I started reading the article, but it was entitled Forgiveness. I'm reading it right now. Forgiveness was never meant to be a weapon. And I thought, well, I really liked it. And so I thought, well, maybe I'll just do a live where I'll share it with people. It's an article that I found from At the Margins with Michelle Perry. Okay. So, like, I just found this on the internet, but I thought I would read through it. I had started reading through it and I liked what the person was saying. So, I thought I would share it on here because so many times they use forgiveness as a weapon against people. The whole of forgiving people and stuff, it's really good to forgive people, especially when it's small things, or like maybe you haven't been like actually victimized or anything. But when you start talking about sexual abuse, and you start talking about like severe abuses and stuff, um, forgiveness is not always necessary, in my opinion. I don't think especially the version of forgiveness as forgive and forget, and we just all go on as if nothing has happened. So a lot of times I think forgiveness is used just to keep victims quiet and to protect pedophiles and abusers. Sexual abuse deserves zero forgiveness. Yeah, I agree. I don't think I've told this before, but like the most freeing thing I think for me in my journey, because I'm from the abuses that I've suffered. I am in a process of healing still, and but I've come a long way, baby. But forgiveness was something that always got thrown at me when I would talk about the abuse, and that I should forgive. And I've seen it used at these gateway church things where the pastor, like Robert Morris, and some other ones, they're the people from the church are using forgiveness as a weapon again, that we have to forgive and like God forgives and all this stuff. And that is not necessary. I don't believe forgiveness is necessary. I'm going to use a real simple example. This stream is for people who have, probably had some kind of abuse like that. So, um, but like back when I was a kid, the pastor's son was like my age. And he would just do some really mean things to me. And then, I'd make a stink about it. And he'd get in trouble and have to say, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I'd have to say, "I forgive you," right? Like shake hands kind of thing. And the last time I remember, he stuck a tack in my back. Okay. He came up and just stuck me with a tack for no reason. And his mom brought him over and she was like, "Okay, Robert," and he's, "Oh, I'm sorry. Will you forgive me?" And I said, "No." And they looked all shocked and stuff. But like my reasoning, I think was pretty good. It was that you're not sorry. and you're going to just keep doing it. You've made that evident, you know. So I do not forgive you because you're not sorry. Um, you haven't truly repented of that, you know, and you're just going to keep doing it to me, so I don't have to forgive you. Hi, Pluck. um, and you know, when it seems like people use this forgiveness as a way to control people who are victims of abuse. And finding the Facebook page where it was for survivors, it was a Facebook page for survivors, and finding them and not being judged for where I was in my recovery process, and that they didn't invalidate my feelings, and that I saw other people, and that's where I learned that it's okay to be angry. uh you know, don't beat yourself up for being angry. And where I learned that it's okay, how you feel is okay. um I think that the biggest thing for that I wish for a lot of survivors, and I've seen some who are not out of it yet, is where it lives in their head all the time, as far as their abuse. And they can never, because I've been there, you know, and I got out. Oh, thankfully was able to get out of that. And I just know what a horrible place it is to have that like living in your head all the time, you know. And so, you know, my wish is for people to find some relief from that. But, you know, that's not to invalidate where they are right now. I just feel sad because I know that it is possible to get out. And it would be my wish for anybody who is a victim, honestly, is just to be able to, that we're all growing little by little, you know. But that forgiveness, I find it as a weapon that people use to really means just to, for that you need to stop having your experience. um and it's really judging you and how you are responding to your abuse. It becomes like a way to control you, and try to just, they want you to shut up. They don't want to hear about it anymore, and they don't want it to affect their lives anymore, and so they want you to suffer in silence. That's what forgiveness really means to them, and they try to wrap it up as um that it's for your good. But the one who really benefits the most is the offender. And that's really what they want. They judge you if you can't forgive. um my version of forgiveness, what I think when I say that I have forgiven, it is just that I still think that uh my abuser should have uh some kind of justice. That would be great. It's, you know, like, but I still can survive on this earth knowing that it's not going to happen, and still go on and have my own good life, you know, and not let that live in my head, him live in my head all the time. And so that has been big to get rid of that, because that was a very, very, very confusing time. And I find a lot of people, that's the thing, they're family members. When a sexual abuse happens in a family, it's a lot of times the person not only has been betrayed by their own family member, you know, whether it be like a mother or a father, they've already been betrayed, or an uncle, or any of that, but they've been betrayed by a family member already, and then to have the rest of the family turn on them. And I can't even imagine the forgiveness that would make you have to stay with an abuser, you know, and have to be around your abuser, you know. So yeah, they actually rally around the pedophile, and in their version of forgiveness, that's how you get people who are okay with pedophiles being around children. So anyway, I want to read this article, and I'll read it to you, but I'm going to put it on the screen here. Let's see. All right. Oh, what did I do? Hold on a minute. I'm not very good at this. Whoop. Oh, wait. Okay, that's what something else came up. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to try to get this on here. Okay. Because this really, I think this is a good article. I got to figure out how to get this on here. So give me a minute here. Let me see if I can get it. Hold it up without it. I'm going to read it though for people who are maybe just listening and they're doing something else. So, but it was forgiveness was never meant to be a weapon. And it was D. Michael, or is it Michelle? I think it's D. Michelle Perry. Looks like a woman. And it was March 28th, 2024. Let me get my drink. And I'm sure I'll say something here and there about what I think about some of this. So it says, if I had $10, metaphor adjusted for inflation, for every time I have named abuse or told parts of my story and the response was some iteration of, have you forgiven them yet? I could retire on my own semi-deserted paradise island. Forgiveness was never meant to be a weapon against the abused and broken, but in many instances, that is exactly what it has turned into. All right, hold on a minute. I haven't used a computer in a while. Let's see. Between repeated instances of sexual violence in church settings splashing across the news, power plays of leaders, and ongoing dynamics of spiritual abuse, we desperately need to rethink the way we approach forgiveness and stop weaponizing it, especially in instances of repeated, willful, intentional harm. Yes, I concur. I agree. Absolutely. Hi, Connie. Shelly. Okay, what forgiveness isn't. When I confronted unthinkable harm that happened during the time I was away on emergency medical leave from a project I once led overseas, I made decisions to protect the welfare of the children and people in my care who were abused. But I was the one that got in trouble for firing those who perpetrated the harm. Let's make sure I got it down enough. I was told I should have forgiven, given them grace, and allowed them to work out their issues and learn from their mistakes so everyone could walk in forgiveness. Excuse me, but hell no. Yeah, I like that. That's not forgiveness. It's a cover up. It's using forgiveness as a club and a cudgel to shame, silence, and subject survivors to even more abuse on top of what they've already experienced. Forgiveness is not a free pass. Uh-oh, now this one, I don't know this name. I'm sorry, guys. A panacea, I don't know how to say that, or permission for continued access. Gaslighting is not a form of grace or goodness. Spiritual bypassing is not a sign of maturity and wholeness. I like that. We must become more concerned about the rights and welfare of those who have been harmed than protecting their abusers and the systems that empower them. Absolutely, I agree with that. We have got to start caring more about the victims than we do about the perpetrators. Let's see here. That was an extreme example, but there are far more subtle ways forgiveness gets weaponized every day. I have on occasion ventured to share some of my personal experiences of abuse in my childhood or what I've encountered in 20 years of various ministry settings. Often I've been met with concern about my need to forgive more than I can, or so I can be more fully healed. You don't have to forgive to be healed. Maybe, just maybe, the ability to stand inside and own my story is evidence of healing rather than a lack of it. Oh, I like that. I'm going to say it again. Maybe, just maybe, the ability to stand inside and own, there we go. Let me say it again. The ability to stand inside and own my story is evidence of healing rather than a lack of it. I know I butchered it, but Let that sink in. Let it sink in. They try to use it against you, but let that sink in. Different word for survivors. With their life, that lets them move on with their lives and live with peace. That doesn't have anything to do with forgiving the abuser. Is there a word? I don't know of a word. I'm losing my connection, so I hope it comes through. Okay. Forgiveness that implying if they had actually forgiven, they'd be healed is predatory. Yes. Uh-huh. Forgiveness is not a magic pill. It doesn't negate the effect of the trauma because trauma recovery involves far more than an act of will or a singular choice. Very true. It's a process. All of it's a process, healing. All right. However, in almost every inner healing prayer ministry session I've ever been in, the premise that forgiveness is the first step towards healing has undergirded the methodology used. Oh, yeah, yeah. Inner healing is a term used widely in charismatic settings to describe prayer ministry, often sought as a more spiritual substitute for therapy with credentialed therapists. Charismatic settings, huh? Unfortunately, most of the inner healing practices I've experienced range from unhelpful to abusive all on their own. Yeah, it's all, yeah, I agree with that. There's nothing wrong with praying. That's not what I'm trying to say, or doing any kind of inner healing. It's that it's you can't have it as a spiritual. You can't have the spiritual substitute, like they're saying.
Are you on the
I don't think it's on.
Wi-Fi or
No.
your phone?
Let me see. I can. All right. I think I joined the network. Okay. I had to join the network here so I could get Wi-Fi. Okay. I'm going to come back to this though. Okay. Let's see. Where was I? Yep. Okay. Okay. Now I can hear you. So I'm going to close the door. Hold on a second. It's distracting to hear myself. Okay. So let's see. I think I went up a little. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. I've got it. Okay. I found it. All right. It's right up here. I've come to realize forgiveness is not a step at all. It's not a box to be checked or an obstacle to overcome. It's a beautiful unfolding of our tight and tired hands when we are ready to let go. Okay. Trauma and toxic forgiveness doctrine. Trauma is not only a spiritual experience, it's a brain, body, emotional, relational, whole self experience that touches every part of who we are. KJ Ramsey writes in The Lord is My Courage, an amazing book. Trauma is about the suspension of time and the separation of the self inside, wherein our bodies struggle to differentiate between past and present. Small reminders or rising states of stress can make us feel lost in space and time. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It does. Yeah. You could like it's almost like sometimes you would feel like you're in the situation, and stuff. And that changes over time, but it is crazy the way that works. The way she puts it is good. Trauma steals our voice, distorts our time, and destroys our trust in ourselves and others. Researchers have found that trauma is stored in somatic memory and expressed as changes in the biological stress response. I gotta get a drink here. In plain English, trauma is stored in and affects the body in a myriad of ways, especially the ways in which we respond to stress. Do you find after abuse that you respond to stress differently? Well, yeah, because when you're all stressed out and you get more stress, it's really hard. Having to learn how to deal with stress is hard, very hard. Let's see. When forgiveness is forced or feels like a judgment, even subtly, see, I struggle on some words now. Subtly, I can't say it right. It can do further violence to the places of our pain, just longing to be met with understanding and support. Well, so far, I haven't not liked anything she said. Any understanding of forgiveness that results in silencing the story, dismissing the damage, and minimizing the pain suffered by survivors of abuse is toxic. Okay, we got to say that again. That's one that has to be repeated. Any understanding of forgiveness that results in silencing the story, dismissing the damage, and minimizing the pain suffered by survivors of abuse is toxic. That's for all the gateway and all the other flying monkeys that help out the pedophiles and the sex abusers, okay? That was for you. That was for you. Stop using it as a weapon. It assumes a binary understanding of healing. You are or you aren't. It can shift blame and shame to survivors, implying if you aren't further along or you are still hurting, it's your fault. You need to forgive more. That's how you're going to make you. If you would just forgive more, then you'd be okay. It's your fault. That's what I was saying. It's a weapon. Forgiveness isn't a singular event or if a switch we flip. All good now. When it comes, it's often the result of a journey. Yep. That's where I had read to, and I really liked what she had to say yet so far. Forgiveness and the Gospels. One of the many verses that get turned into battering rams is, "For if you forgive men their sins, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you do not forgive men their sins, neither will your Father forgive your sins." Matthew 6:14 and 15. Seems simple enough, right? But every English translation we have available to us is a translation. If you've ever even tried to study a new language, think back to having to figure out which one of their 5 words best fits the meaning for your one word. Yeah. There is no translation without interpretation, ever. Our one English word, oops, I missed it now because I was looking down here. There we go. Our one English word for sin has many options in Koine Greek. I hope I'm saying these right. Hamartia is the most common word for sin used in the New Testament. It roughly is translated as missing the mark. That is not the word used in Matthew 6:14 through 15. I'm going to say this wrong probably every time, but let's see. I'm going to just say it like Koine. Koine had a frequently used word for evil and abusive behavior, kakos. It means bad, worthless, corrupt, depraved, wicked, criminal, mischievous, harmful, destructive, and injurious. Yep, that is not the word used in this verse either. Oh no, I did not know it's going to have all these weird names. Okay, but listen, I'm going to butcher them all, but that's okay. The word used is parapipto. What a name. Okay, parapipto, which can be translated as to slip aside, to deviate from the right path, turn aside, wander, err, and fall away. There is no clear indication this word is talking about prolonged, repeated, intentional violence and abuse. So let's not assume that it is. And the word used for forgive means to let go, allow to expire. Again, what if forgiveness is simply loosening our grip little by little until we are ready to let go? So just, okay, I'm just talking myself now here. But so if forgiveness is simply loosening your grip little by little. So like there's levels of forgiveness. I can agree that there's levels of forgiveness for sure. I don't know what you guys think, but I don't think forgiveness is a requirement. I don't think it's a requirement. But I think that if you can like truly like just it doesn't hurt you at all anymore, which I would think would be like full true forgiveness or something, but that they're trying to always push is they just want you to be okay, just done with everything and forget about it all. Wouldn't that be just a blessing to be able to just forget about everything and just go on with your life and not let it bother you at all? But I think there's like levels of it. So, all right, I'll finish this. Let me get back on here. Please don't tell the grieving mom who has an empty bed and a hole in her heart she just needs to forgive and it will be okay. Yeah, no shit. Please don't imply the one who is struggling with their abuse history is at fault for their ongoing pain. Please don't shut down the stories of the hurting by dismissing them as bitter and unforgiving. Oh, that is exactly what happened to me. I always like condemning my response to not only the abuse, but then the denial of it and everything. And then it was that I was the one that I wasn't responding in a Christian manner. Huh. Yeah, I remember that very fully. How I was not a good person because I did not uh, get to their level of forgiveness, and I was responding wrongly to the continued slights and different things that were happening and going on, all because of the denial of the abuse. So yeah, all right, let's get back to it. Okay, let's see if we can find it here. Please don't shut down the stories of the hurting by dismissing them as bitter and unforgiving. Okay. Please be willing to step into the uncomfortable space of weeping with those who weep, if you are so invited, and learn to just be there. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm going to say that one again. Please be willing to step into the uncomfortable space of weeping with those who weep, if you are so invited, and learn to just be there. Just be there. Yep. Without fixing, without figuring, without finding fault with their wounds. Oh, yeah. Telling somebody your story of your abuse and having them question you, well, did that really happen and all that stuff, especially just in some, like when you're first trying to really get that story out to them, and to constantly be questioned on everything that you say and stuff, even that in and of itself can be really harsh. A lot of times it's you need somebody to just listen to you, you know, without finding fault with you. Just at least listen. I understand you do have to question sometimes some things, but I think you get what I'm saying. You don't have to figure it all out for them either. Sometimes you just have to be there. You can't fix it. Nobody can fix it. Once it's done, the damage is done. Nobody can fix it except for the person themselves. It's a lot of self-work. So um it's like when you go to a funeral and somebody's loved one has died. There's nothing you can do to make that person feel better, you know. Sometimes you just have to hug them and be there, say I'm sorry that's happened. And there, and when you try to go further and say things to try to even console them, sometimes they can be insulting, you know. And the same thing happens with abuse survivors too. So just be there and listen to them and let them tell you their story. um, let them feel validated. Let me move it down a little bit here. Please realize the ability to name abuse and find the courage to unfold its deep betrayals in language and whisper them out loud is itself an act of bravery. Wow. Oh, I like that. I'm going to say that one again too. Please realize the ability to name abuse and find the courage to unfold its deep betrayals in language and whisper them out loud is itself an act of bravery. That is for every single one of you survivors out there who have found the courage to tell people what happened to you and to try and hold your abuser accountable. That's for you guys. You're brave. You're brave. It takes a lot of bravery because it's hard. You have a lot of people who will come at you and and try to silence you. They will do everything they can to protect your abuser. Unfortunately, it's just very unfortunate. Even your family, you can lose your family. Um, it causes a lot of damage. Yep. And that you are able to still stand up and come forward and face all of that, especially in today's day and age with the technology that we have with social media. You put that stuff out there and you open yourself up to all that criticism. And so, you know, like it is hard. I've told my story many times, and I still have people who go around, and anytime I do anything, they try to tell people that I'm a liar, that I was never abused, and all this other shit. And it, I'm used to that because you know what? The very first thing people started doing was I couldn't believe it. The first time I opened my mouth about it publicly on Facebook, um, I couldn't believe that there were people trying to stand up for a pedophile. So like it doesn't even, it shouldn't in any way surprise me. I guess it still does, but like there's people that will oppose you. I'm sorry, that's the reality of it. Our system is not made really for victims that do come forward. You're going to have to go on the stand if you do like court stuff. So I commend the bravery of every victim of abuse and a sexual abuse that has come forward, been brave enough to face all that, um, and bring justice and seek justice. At least seek it. Even if you didn't get it, you tried to seek it. Or even if you didn't take it all the way to court, but you named your abuser and you put a name to it and you told people. I commend you. I think you're brave. You're very brave. And don't forget it. When you feel your weakest, remember how brave you were. How many times you've been brave? How many times you've stood up to these people who have tried to knock you down with forgiveness and all this other stuff and defend these pedophiles. Um, yeah, it's okay. I am living proof that you can do it. You can get through it. I mean, it's really hard. I've had to get rid of my entire like my parents and my sister and her family, and I have nieces, and I've had to disassociate from that because it was so harmful to me, to my mental health. And that was part of my healing, was that I did get rid of my family, and their denials and all that. So that was a way of freeing myself. So anyway, if you do it, you could get through it. It's hard. It is hard to not have family to rely on, and like having a parent to go ask questions, and there's a lot to it, and it's scary sometimes, but it's worth it. It's worth it not to put yourself in that toxic situation, especially if you're constantly, like if you've had like a sexual abuse that was by a family member. Um, it's just so toxic to a family, because they get all divided up, and some people do. Some people in your family will defend the abuser, unfortunately. And that's what kind of happened to me. So it was like, well, you have to leave sometimes for your own good. And I'm not telling anyone what to do, but I'm just saying that sometimes that is an answer, and you can get through it. You'll make your own family, and you'll find that you have people. You'll find people who will help you and get back on your feet, and kind of be that family for you. So anyway, let me go back. I'm almost done with this. Let's see. I'm going to say this one again. Please realize the ability to name abuse and find the courage to unfold its deep betrayals in language and whisper them out loud is itself an act of bravery. Do I believe forgiveness can be part of the healing process? Sure. At some point, yes. Whoops, I had that over. But only when that forgiveness is the outcome and overflow of a living, dynamic journey into greater wholeness, not a weaponized prerequisite for it. It's my deep hope that this place can be a place that holds your stories with tenderness. You deserve to be heard, believed, and cherished. And in this space, you are. Oh, that's so nice. Let me see. Let me scroll down. There it is, right there. It's a D. Michelle Perry. It says, a decade ago, I turned in my ordination, said goodbye to politicized, celebrity-driven Christianity, and left 20 plus years of ministry leadership in the independent, charismatic movement. This is the story of what came next. Oh, wow. So she was actually ordained, it looks like. Oh, I like that. You guys, okay, so if you want to check her out, that's who it is. Let me go up to the top here. I actually really liked that article. It was really well written. Of course, I butchered a lot of it, but yeah. Whoop, there we go. Oh, it's whoop, at the margins. I like that, because she can, I'm not very good sometimes in putting everything into words, but reading that, she could, even the ones I couldn't pronounce. But now listen, I don't believe, I'm not a Christian, so I'm not, and I know there's some people who are and some people who aren't, but I have been dealing with, it seems like there are a lot of people who are Christians, and they use this forgiveness stuff. And it's good to have people who are Christians who are speaking out, and they can speak intelligently, using the Bible and understanding and stuff, which speaks to the Christian people. You have to, that's what I always tell Christian people. Like, if you come to me and you start telling me the Bible about, if we're talking about something and your examples are all about Bible stuff, you're not going to convince me, because I don't believe the Bible's true. So you have to speak to me in my speak, you know? start just giving me facts and stuff, don't tell me about the Bible verses, just give me the facts and stuff and let's talk. And it's the same though, if you want to talk to a Christian that has Christian beliefs, you have to be able to speak intelligently about Bible talk. You have to use your Bible talk. You have to use your biblical knowledge. And I did grow up in that world, Baptist. So, and I went to Christian school and all that. And so we had a lot of Bible learning, lots and lots of Bible learning. And there is a lot of abuse that happens in churches, and we're seeing that now. It's not just churches, not to just pick on the churches or anything, but it's been churches, it's been everywhere, schools. And so we need more people in those communities standing up and taking a stand against it. And what we're finding is when they do, they're being attacked themselves. And in some cases, like over at what's the name of that church? That big mega church. Damn it! No, it just like totally lost it. I'm at Gateway. At the Gateway Church, I got to talk to these two ladies, and Amy Smith actually did a she did a clip of them because she talked to them too. But they were with one of the other Gateway churches, and they were revealed to the leadership of the church about a pedophile that was molesting his grandchildren. And they ended up getting attacked instead. And I think they got told to leave the church. And it was just like craziness, like the way that people attack you when you come forward. And that's unfortunate, but they do things like using this little forgiveness stuff, and the he who hath not cast a stone, or what was it? He who has no sin, cast the first stone. Heard that a lot. So when I've been protesting there at the Gateway, I had a lot of different people come up to me and give me a lot of different reasons why they're staying, and some of them were actually defending, the pedophiles by using the forgiveness stuff, and there was just so many excuses. But it's crazy. That Gateway Church, if you're a part of Gateway Church, run as fast as you can. Run away from that church as fast as you can. Find another church. Some people who have left there have said that they were going to do home church for a while until they could kind of recover from this and put the time into actually finding a good church to go to, doing their research and being a little more careful of where they go to church. Gateway Church is infested with a pedophile problem. They are infested with a pedophile problem. Okay? It's not just their one leader. Not just their one leader. There's multiple in leadership. They have a ministry that allows pedophiles to come right in and start working in the church. It's just one thing after another. They've covered up so much. And there's been more people coming forward. There's been more than just Cindy Clemishire. So, yeah. It was just amazing to hear all the excuses that these people gave to, again, with no regard for victims that were coming to the church, right? So like you expect people who have been abused sexually to come, people who were abused as children, and you expect them to come to listen to a pastor or, and find out that their pastor is a pedophile that abused a 12-year-old girl. Seriously? Like your concern was for your pastor, not for the woman that he did that to. And I mean, like, and how about the people that are sitting next to you who are sexual abuse survivors? I talked to one of them after she left. She went in to see what they had to say. It was on Saturday. after the news had come out, and their first Saturday, and she stopped on her way out, and I talked to her, and she told me, she said she had gone in there to see what they had to say, and that she was never going back. She was, how could they, she says, I came here to get over that shit. How could they allow that here, you know? So it was very hurtful. It was re-traumatizing to people who had gone to heal the spiritual side and to find that spiritual healing, and instead they found out that that was a pedophile that they were listening to every Sunday or Saturday or whatever it was that they went. I'm sure there are a lot of people there that are feel very betrayed and hurt, but what about the people who are victims of that kind of crime? How do you think they feel? And the people who have children there are so many instances where they have really, really messed with not reporting or not telling parents about incidents that happen, and they have not filed lawsuits. They have had lawsuits filed on them, and they have gone ahead and paid out. So like, it's just, there's just so much to it that you are the keepers. If you're a parent, you have one job, and that is to protect and raise your children. Okay? And do your damn job. If you're still there and you have children, do your damn job. Never take your child and drop them off to anywhere. Take them anywhere where they allow pedophiles, and just drop them off and act like it's okay. That's not okay. And people who cover up for pedophiles, if you even like feel the hint and the smell of that something's not right, don't leave your children there. Don't take your children there. You have lots of options. There are churches everywhere. God is not in one church, okay? You can get your spiritual needs met at another church. Do not sacrifice your children for your own selfish need to stay in that church, whether it be because you have friends in that church, you like some of the pastors in that church, you moved around too much as a child, and now you just you don't want to have to leave again. Whatever your excuse or your reasoning is of why you don't want to leave that church, put your children above your own selfish desires, please. Go find another way to fill your selfish desires, because your children rely on you. And for you to put them in an unsafe situation like that, when you know that it's an unsafe situation, shame. Don't do that. Don't purposely do that. That's why I was so upset about the whole Marcus Kopak, and I still am. And about all these pedophiles that are being allowed to be around children. It's your one job as a parent. I don't care what the person says. They pled guilty they've been convicted of pedophilia. You should never, never put your children around them. Just simply to be on the safe side and protect your children, if nothing else. Okay, I got to read through. I see Plux putting stuff in there. Okay, many survivors blame themselves for the abuse. Yes. It is very important for them to realize that the abuse is never the victim's fault. Yes, it's not. They need to put the blame back where it belongs. Blame the perpetrator. They also need to forgive themselves for blaming themselves and the guilt that they have carried. Yes, yes, because you not only feel guilt, and you don't already feel like blame because you're blaming yourself, but then you feel guilty because you are blaming yourself. And yeah, it's the weirdest thing. It's so hard to put into words. And the guilt, let's see, and the guilt that they have carried. Misconceptions of forgiveness can further weaken a victim's ability to protect themselves, thereby making them more vulnerable and facilitating the continuation of the abuse. Yep. Forgiveness does not mean that you have to tolerate the behavior. Absolutely. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't have to tolerate it. You can still, like, whatever your version of that forgiveness is, whether it's full on forgiveness or it's just like a version of you don't want to be around that person anymore, whatever it is. that is what your comfort level is. Let me see, get back on here. Forgiveness does not wipe away the accountability and responsibility. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what people think, though. They think that forgiveness means that we just don't talk about it anymore, and you don't have to get any justice for it or want any. You shouldn't even want any justice for it. That's what people think forgiveness means, is that you just don't ever want justice. You are just going to let it all go, and it won't matter anymore. And that's not. No, that person still has a responsibility. They should always still have that responsibility. You may forgive a perpetrator. Oh, whoops, I didn't finish it. Forgiveness does not wipe away the accountability and responsibility for whatever the event is. You may forgive a perpetrator. Yeah. You can actually forgive people of a lot of things. I don't personally think that you have to forgive people. I think forgiveness to the point to where you can let go and not have the, like I said, live in your head, but you still don't want anything to do with them. I think that's okay. I think that's a good place to be in too. I don't think that's a bad place. Let's see. Let me go back here. You may forgive a perpetrator. Much of what has been taught is forgiveness is actually gaslighting by bypassing pain and hard conversations. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of times for, like, this whole thing has been a real process. I used to drive my ex-husband crazy because I'd like talk about it all the time, like, and I would be like really like always researching it and about my trauma and like how to get rid of it and all the things. And I was learning why in my brain I needed to know why things happen and why people do what they do. And it was a lot of researching stuff and looking stuff up and thinking about it, but that was very painful and hard. And it went on and on and on and lived in my head. And it was good to be able to work through that, but you have to work through it. It's not like that thing the article said, it's not a magic pill. Forgiveness is not like you just wake up and you're all of a sudden you don't hurt anymore. Much of what has been taught is forgiveness is actually, oh, whoops, I already did that one. Your pain is valid, and forgiveness does and should not nullify how you feel and what you're going through. I am plagiarizing. Who are you plagiarizing? You're making me a accessory to plagiarizing? No, that's very true. That's very true. That's what I was trying to say. I can forgive, like, I'm not gonna be, like, really, like, let it, like, live in me and be really mad about, like, let's just say something smaller, like the pastor's son, that put the tack in my back. Um, it wasn't that I was gonna, like, every time I saw him, yell at him and punch him or do something, or say something. I just wasn't gonna forgive. I wasn't gonna forget what you did. I'm not forgiving that and letting it go. I'm gonna remember that shit because you keep doing it. Mhm. And that's the thing, like when sometimes when somebody does something so bad and so trauma inducing to you, abuse, when it's actually abuse, it affects you. And whoop, I dropped my thing. And that is abusive, again, to use forgiveness to nullify your pain and to make it be like as if that's something that you're deficient in. People who have suffered abuse usually beat themselves up pretty good all by themselves. They really don't need anybody else helping them. So outside criticisms, constant like that, can be even harder. Can be even harder on them. I wish everybody healing. I know for me, it's still a journey. It's still a big journey. And I've talked to so many people over the years. Once I started opening up about my own abuse, I had other people who opened up about theirs. And like both men and women. And so it's like, you know, whether and like a lot of friends, and it's like there's so many people out there who are hurting and that have are going through this shit. You're trying to heal from the last couple days. What kind of trauma did you have the last couple days, James? Did you suffer some horrible I'm kind of laughing because I think you're being sarcastic, but now don't tell me there's something really drastic. Oh, because you went gambling. I don't gamble. That's financial healing. I think you'll be okay. I don't think you'll need too much therapy for that. But back to this. That was freeing to find out that you can be wherever you are in your healing process, that it's okay. That you don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna get out of this because I was just doing that. I'm gonna go outside. So part of my healing shit that I like to do, one of the things I like to do that I find healing, I'm gonna come through here, is, let me turn it around. Look at this. I'm out in Virginia. And I see Miss Pluck. Yeah, look at, we got a graveyard over here.
Holding down my lawn chair.
Holding down your lawn chair. You and the dog? He's getting a bath today. I think he wants her to put it off. Look at a little windmill. Neighbors. I think that's cute. I always see that when I come back to the house. But yeah, there's a graveyard right out here. That's my neighbors, the graveyard. Got a nice little area out here. Come over here. We got chairs in the back too. Oh, I gotta grab my chair. All right, Miss Pluck. Uh-oh. Yeah. Uh-oh. You help me out. You talking in the chat.
I was trying to get the chat started.
You don't want to be on. You don't want to be on. Okay. All right. Okay.
I mean, you can stay there.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to walk around. Look at this. I got to show you this. I got to see this. Hi, Miklos. Hi, buddy. It could be your animal. It could be your dog. It could be something like this little face here. The other day it was a pig. Look at, I can't find his eye. There's his eye. Look at him. He's one of those. Would you call him Pooley? Pooley. Oh, James.
One is a coolie. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, I like to come out and have my coffee out on the porch. Oh, look, all these pine cones. These are kind of cool, but when you look at them, I gotta be careful. Look at, they got these little prickers right here. Can you see the prickers? They're really sharp too. I never knew they had them. I've never seen ones that had that. Anyway, they hurt when you step on them. Got my. Oh, Pluck says if you DoorDash her some pizza, she'll come on camera. Look at what we got out here. We got a little tomato. A little one right there. Look at this. It's so pretty. Got a little fire pit over here. We got a place to sit. I like coming over here and sitting down. But we got all these woods and stuff. the point being, find somewhere. I've gone to parks, I've gone all over. Find somewhere where you can kind of sit and look around. I know when I was out at the ranch, it didn't even have to be like a animal like a dog or nature like that. Spiders. We had banana spiders there that are what kind of became like almost like, I don't know, they are soothing because I would check on them and everything and see how they're growing and how they're doing. And it's just nice to be around nature. The only thing I don't like are the snakes and the scorpions. But my kitchen scrap, your kitchen scrap garden, yeah. Oh, there's some onions in there too. I didn't show the onions.
Are there any growing?
I don't know.
I took the other one
Oh, did
out,
you take them out? That's why I
except
didn't
for
show.
those
That's why
seeds.
I didn't show them then. I'm gonna come over on this side. There we go. Is that right? Oh, I didn't show. I know what I would show. Look at this. Is me and Pluck have been looking and watching a lot of stuff on that Sonia Massey, the police shooting, a victim of the police shooting. And so, you know, I was going to tell people, like, really seriously, all you have to do if you want to be a protester, here's what you do. You get, let me show you them. Let me see, there should be in here in my car. I remember where I said, oh, yeah, there, I think I see it. No, I don't. I put some shit, I put so much shit in here. I packed it for my trip and now it's so full. Okay, well, I don't know where I put them. I'd have to look. But look at, I'll show you this. See, you just use your markers. You can get them, they're called chalk markers. And you can get them for windows and stuff. And that's all you have to do is put like a message on your car. I've put actually probably my next one I've used before is I put save a child, bury a pedo. I've put that on there. I put death for pedos on there once, but I put a lot of different shit on my car. When I get the urge to put something and protest, for me that's my protest because when I'm driving down the road, people see it. And sometimes people will honk, sometimes people will come up. People have come up and asked me about it. Like when I go grocery shopping or stop somewhere and they see me by the car, they'll ask me about it. Getting gas, stuff like that. I talked to a police officer's father, a father of an officer. I've talked to all kinds of people. A guy that was just like at the grocery store and we talked as we were going in and stuff. But it's like, it's just good to, if you want to have a voice, that's a real easy way to do it, is just to get some of those chalk markers. I got them on Amazon. They're pretty good. They actually survived. That was not very bright because it survived through the rain. It was raining. And it's rained on it a few times. I need to go get my car washed and start over again. But that's all you have to do. Like, if you really want to get a message across, it's a cheap, easy way. And everywhere you go, you'll have that message, whatever it is. So that's one way of protesting that doesn't require getting a sign and standing out on a corner or anything like that. It's a way to protest. You put your protest on your vehicle. Now, if it's too controversial and people don't like it, I guess there is always just like there is when you go out on a street corner with a sign, and there's always the threat of people coming up and doing something to you or whatever. But so if people get pissed off enough, they could actually do something to your vehicle. So I guess there is always that threat, but you know, it depends on how much you want to get that message out there, I guess. I think in the political climate that we're in, putting a political sticker on your vehicle probably could target it for some form of harassment. Just saying. I remember when it was Hillary and Trump, and like all these videos started popping up about people's cars and how they got like damaged, or people getting into fights and stuff over bumper stickers, whichever way, both ways. It was kind of, I remember thinking how crazy it was then. And then I've done it. I've put them on mine. So I seen y'all buddies in Chicago. Oh, I know. I saw that too. That was interesting to watch. Everybody seemed like there were a lot of blasts from the past over in Chicago. What's his name? Sparrow was there. That was interesting. Little Mr. Sparrow. What would you have something you'd like to say to Sparrow? Like if you saw him, would you have questions for him?
I mean,
I'm just curious how
yeah,
you
I
feel
want
about
to
him.
know why he was there.
Why he was there?
Why, who sent him? Um, how he happened to know where the main shot was going to be, the money shot. Um, did he offer aid to Ashley? Is Ashley Babbitt really dead?
I know. There's so many questions. He's been privy to so much, you guys. So Sparrow has been privy to, but when I was in the
What he knows about the organizers of the conference?
yes, that's what I really and then okay, so I knew about him from there, but then later on when we were doing the 76 protest is when I started seeing video about people dissecting apart the shooting of Ashley Babbitt, and I noticed that fucking Sparrow was there. I'm like, I recognize him. I had yeah. There's he was privy to everything with his friggin' little camera.
He's in it deep.
He got into all the organizer stuff with the People's Convoy, and he was supposed to be doing a Netflix documentary. Um, I'm not even demonizing him. I don't even know anything about him. I just want to.
Yeah, just questions.
I have questions. Like I've talked to him when I was on the convoy. We stopped at it was at some stop we were at, and I talked to him for a little bit, and he was an interesting man. I don't really remember. Because I had a lot of conversations, but I don't really remember. Nothing sticks out to me that he really told me about anything that I would remember now. I just remember that I talked to him. He seemed nice. Just that he was doing the documentary. I do remember him saying that he was not being paid. For like he paid for his own gas and he paid for his own food and stuff. He didn't take anything from the convoy. He was very adamant about that. Yeah, I saw that, James. Oh yeah, Portland Andy was there. Yeah. So was what News to Share. Ford Fisher was there. There were a lot of news like people there. The ones that was trying to get the news stuff. But yeah, Sparrow, I like so he didn't want to take any food or any yeah, he didn't want to take anything from them, but he got to go into any time that any of the bigwigs, the organizers would get together. He was always privy to all that stuff. And then in 1776 restoration movement, he was also privy to a lot of stuff because he was like their documentarian. He was the one that we were told was documenting everything. And so, he got to go around in the places where we didn't and that we weren't privy to. And he's got it all documented. And I am very curious to know what he knows for sure. Be a fly on that wall watching that movie. Andy was friends with and he worked with Wizzy, who the anti what he was used to be a Scientologist, and there's all the Scientology aspect to it. So there's a lot. Yeah. People need to be asking him questions all the time, probably. He's dug himself a little hole.
Bugs are getting him.
There was a lot of good footage that came out of the live streamers that I saw that were down there. A lot of good footage. They got a lot of the stuff that happened and the protests and everything, and so that was good. That was cool. It looked like there were a lot of different. I don't know. I've seen a lot of crazy videos come out of there, man. All different kinds of people that went down there. I saw the street preachers. Um, what was that? Was that Nazi-like girl? Was she
Rachel
Rachel
Siegel?
Siegel? Was
Something.
that was at the
Yeah.
protests, right?
Oh, she was there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, she got into it a lot.
yeah. There was a lot of people down there.
A lot of interesting
A lot of
people.
interesting. We were just kind of watching it from afar. We decided not to go, and I'm actually really glad that I didn't go to Chicago. I've been to Chicago. I lived close to Chicago. I was raised in Michigan, and that's where we would go sometimes, to go do different things was in Chicago. Do I? Yeah, I've seen her. Why? There's a lot of people on YouTube. You're not answering me, James. Okay, but there's a lot of people on YouTube, which I'm just gonna say this because this has also been in my thoughts a lot, that I don't really I don't understand. Some of them have actually been victims of sexual abuse. Some of them just, and they still defend, enable, support pedophiles. And
Sparrow didn't run away.
there's other ones that they do. They defend these people, and they're around people who threaten to rape old ladies in nursing homes that are dying, threaten to rape them, and threatened to rape people's dead relatives, and just all kinds of people, and people that
Let
weaponize
their
the court,
kids be around
let their
pedophiles.
kids be around pedophiles. That's a big, I don't want nothing to do with that. I just don't. And there's a lot of people on the internet right now who, and this is something I noticed with the churches, again, where the church people, they would tell you that they're anti-pedophile. They would tell you that any other circumstance, they would be telling you that pedophilia is wrong and everything. But when it comes to their pedophile, they're going to make excuses. And that's what I'm finding with a lot of people. And that's what's happened with some of like these 1776 Restoration Movement people who are excusing, they will excuse their pedophiles, the ones that they want to excuse for their own selfish reasons, but then they are going to go after other pedophiles again for their own selfish reasons, whether it's to hurt somebody else that they don't like, or to hurt like another streamer or something like that. And I'm just not about all that. I really believe that if you're against pedophiles, you're against pedophiles, all of them. And I don't do with people who put their children around pedophiles. I don't do with people who put their children around men who threaten to rape. I don't do people who are okay with that kind of behavior and think it's funny. And so, yeah, there's a whole crew of them that, and some of them get out because they get pissed. Their little panties in a bunch over something, and then just like with 76, and then all of a sudden they are against pedophiles, but they said nothing about the pedophiles and that are still invading this group. That, where were you then with that one? And a lot of them are excusing, and they hang around these people that hang around. This Crystal Red Mama, and they hang around her, and she literally lets her children around Marcus Kopach. He's a level 3 sex offender, Um, she was one of them that was defending the 1776 Restoration movement that led him around children. There's a bunch of them in there that have actually been around recently. What was that called? It was the United Freedom Festival over in Ohio. And guess what? All the pedo protectors were there again with Marcus Kopak. You had David Riddell, Santa, the leader. You had Glory B from Freedom Corner and 1776 Restoration Movement. I think I heard David Valentine had made an appearance with his child. Let's see, who else? Who else was there? Help me remember all the names of everybody that was there. There were so many of them. And Big Dum Dum and Naughty Girl Aubrey were there with their baby and her daughter. Let's see. Oh, the Toledo Proud Boys were there and spoke there. And yeah, not real impressed with them. Now, I did see David Riddell. That was not, I don't think that was the chapter. I think his was maybe, I'll have to look that up before I say which chapter he was with. I don't remember now. I saw it on an old video that I was watching. But like, I mean, this is just, for me, it's a lot to wrap my brain around. These are the people. Yeah, Sherry. That's right, Sherry, Sapphire Patriot. And these people, like they pick and choose pedophiles, and that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You don't get to pick and choose pedophiles. You don't. And when you do, it shows me. I'm not gonna like ever like. I love it when anybody gives a pedophile a hard time or exposes a pedophile. So I'm all about that. I hope that everybody does expose pedophiles. So I'm never going to like be dissing people for actually going against a pedophile. I think that's a great thing. Do it. Everybody do it. We should all do it. Expose them. Let everybody know. Try to get laws changed. Do that. Let's do that. But I can't personally work with people that I know are on the other hand, they say things out one side of their mouth, and on the other side of their mouth, they're sitting there and having relationships with people who do do the same thing. So that's been a conundrum for me because, like, I really am. I'm for everybody going after pedophiles, and I'm never sad when somebody exposes a pedophile, no matter who it is. But at what point do you do it? Because I question a lot of times people's motives now, because I'm realizing that even in the world of pedo hunters and like all people who say that they're against pedophilia, that there are pedophiles in there. Not only pedophile supporters, but pedophiles themselves are a part of those groups. There is no group that is not that is exempt. So we have to be careful. We just have to be really careful and be vigilant. And I'm finding out that that is to watch. And people who actually care about pedophiles would not let children be around pedophiles. They just wouldn't. People who actually care about pedophiles, and they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't put themselves and their children around that. So that's my belief. And I see a lot of people who are doing stuff, and yay, go at it. And I'm glad that things are being revealed. I really am. And one of those is Brian Jared Dunker. He at 17, he molested his 8-year-old sister, and he has opened his church over in Oklahoma. And Oklahoma, from what I can tell, has a loophole so that you can he doesn't have to register there. He's a lifetime registry in Texas. I'm trying to remember what state I think he actually got the charge in. I don't even think that was in Texas. But he found that if he moved to Oklahoma, he wouldn't have to uh, register because he was 17 when he. Okay, so I say 17. I looked it up and I did like the dates and stuff, but then I went back and I looked at the months, and it was 1 month shy of 17. 1 month shy of 17. So I'm gonna just keep on saying 17 because he was 1 month shy of turning 17, and he molested his 8-year-old sister. So yes, the whole town. Yep. Yep. You're right, fireman. Hi. They should be. And the thing is that people need to know. And so like I think it's important. I think awareness is what we can do. And I think there's going to be some awareness coming his way. You can probably bet on that there's some awareness coming his way. That's all I'm going to say about that. But that is what needs to happen is people, someone or someone's need to go down and make a stink, put out flyers of what he's done and of his church, and visit all the businesses around there and let them know. And so yeah, I think that way the people will know. It looks like it's a pretty small town in Quinton. Wasn't it Quinton, Oklahoma? Is that what you said? Yeah,
I posted on their Facebook site.
Quinton, Oklahoma, and it's a pretty small. Looks like a small little town. So in small towns, I looked up the population. It said in the 2020 consensus, maybe or something. It was maybe it was 2000 consensus was 1,000 and some people. So it's very small. Well, word gets around real quick. So you really, I think, just telling people and making everybody aware, I think that the word will get around very quickly. And so probably it just needs to be done once or twice, something like that. Just make people aware. That's all you can do. Make people aware. Protest a little bit out there. That's again awareness. I haven't seen where he's posted about what he's at, like his church. I haven't seen him post on there about his church service. He was live streaming about that. It was coming up and put up a community post and everything. But if you want to look it up, it's under he's Brian Jared Dunker, and he goes under Outlaw Reform Ministries. Peace, I don't know if you could drop that link of his link in there. He's building a safe haven for them. Yes, and not a church. Yes, he is. Okay, here's it. It gets even worse. It's not just that he molested his sister, okay? As bad as that is. He actually had another pedophile that's been convicted and served I think he served his sentence. I don't know if he's out on parole or not, but living with him, that's who he ministers to. The name of his church is Reforming Outlaws. Okay? It's about taking people like prison. But he's a pedophile, and he gets those kind of people to him, the pedophiles. That's what he just brought into this nice little town of Quinton. Is he's literally, he got in trouble. He got arrested because he let a registered pedophile live in the house with his little son. And I looked up the pedophile. I went and looked up the papers that were in the newspaper or whatever that said he was arrested. It just said, like, I think it was child neglect that he got arrested for. So that's all I know about that part. But then the other one, it showed the name of the pedophile that he was letting live with his child, and that guy got charged too. And he got charged because he hadn't registered. He was supposed to be registering, and he hadn't registered. But that's who he was living there, and that's who he's bringing to this community. And they need to know. They need to know that not only him, But they need to be careful because the people he's bringing, just like with 1776 restoration movement, they attracted pedophiles and they allowed them in around the children. So they were bringing them into other people's communities. When the pedophiles went out and went to get gas, when the pedophiles went out to go eat a dinner, when the pedophiles went out to go shopping at the store, they brought pedophiles into someone else's community. And that's what Brian Dunker is doing. He's bringing pedophiles into their community. And they need to know that. People need to be aware of that. So at least, hopefully, the children will be aware and the neighbors and stuff. That's how I feel about that. Oh, he's Arizona. Yeah, it might have been Arizona, but I can't remember for sure.
Asshole.
Whoops, let me get my comments here. I don't. It's beyond me how anybody can say that it's okay for people who have literally molested children to be around children. That just blows my mind. I don't know how people do that. I understand that it's for selfish reasons most of the time, but like these 1776ers, that's why it was just so horrible because they let multiple pedophiles, convicted on paper pedophiles, um, and like Marcus Kopak, they're still letting him come around the children and come to their events and stuff, and they're just involving more and more people in it, and letting them stay there with children. I don't know how people do that. I don't know how women let pedophiles around their children. That one blows my mind that women would purposely let pedophiles be around their children. I quit going to hairdressers because I found out that she was letting her children around this pedophile that, well, he's changed and all this shit. And I'm like, okay, I just never came back. I didn't want anything to do with that because I just found that so horrible that somebody would put their children around a pedophile and take that chance of losing their innocence. Thank you. Thank you. That's his record, but like his yeah. Yeah. He's Outlaw Reform Ministries, and you can go over there, and I've posted something on my community page too, but he opened his own church. Huh. And like who's funding this pedophile? There again, uh who's funding this? He was able to buy a church building, and he was able to buy the stuff to
Renovate.
renovate it. Who is paying for this? Why would you put your money into a pedophile when you know that they have had people who are opposing them? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. And they're putting it into him and he's got to be the center of all that. Yeah, he doesn't have a job. He just a few months ago, he was he was driving on the grace of God through Texas. He went from Oklahoma over to Texas and drove around as the Holy Spirit had told him to do and relying on people for his gas money because he didn't have any money. And now he's got a van that he can go pick people up and bring them to church, and it's handicap accessible van. Okay. He's got a church and he renovated. I think I can't remember what all I saw. Where the fuck is all this money coming from? Who is putting all this money and why? Church van, U-Haul, yes, church, yep. It's like, what the fuck is going on? You had to know that people were going to oppose this, especially since he's on fucking social media all the time talking about it. He tried to join the what was it? Which convoy was?
The border.
Yeah, take our border back convoy. That didn't go so well for you, did it, buddy? Yeah. I was watching you. Came up and told you in no uncertain terms I wasn't leaving either until you got out of that park at least. Yeah, hi, Tanya. Yeah, you see little Mr. Meatloaf back there? But yeah, he keeps trying to join these borders and stuff, and he gets rebuffed, or convoys, not borders, convoys, and he gets rebuffed. People find out he's a pedophile. They don't want him there anymore. It, whatever, right? You know, stay away. You know better. So why are people putting money into somebody like that you know people are going to go, and it's the word's going to get out. You know, hiding it, and he's making it just is so stupid. It drives me nuts sometimes. That does drive me nuts because I just don't understand why people would do that. I figure a lot of times, I know that one, I think it was his mod who was like, they was talking about how he needed forgiveness too. So he had done something, I don't know what it was, but like that people who have done really bad things tend to be more forgiving of other people who have done bad things. They're always more about forgiveness because they're always the ones in need of forgiveness because they did the really horrible thing, whether it's murdering somebody, you know, whatever it is. If you've done something really bad, you understand the need for forgiveness for sure, right? Whenever you've done something bad. But sometimes that it can be an indicator that somebody, you know, I don't know how to say that, but that they may too also have done some really bad things when they crow a little too hard on forgiveness, and then you look into it and you realize, oh, that's why. Okay. But I kind of got that from his about his mod, and I thought his mod was the one that gave him money to go down to the People's Convoy. He's always like trying to get money off people online. So like it's been nuts trying to figure this out. He has other charges. If you look him up. He's got a record on there. There's other charges. There's other problem. He's tried to put POs on his ex. I mean, there's been all this shit. So who the fuck knows what all else he is? But I know what he did back then. Oh, you just have to watch him for like 2 seconds and you'll know exactly what he is. Yeah, he tried to sue his ex. That's right, fireman. And he tried to sue her. I don't know what for though. I saw there were POs and he got denied the PO, and like I think they were fighting over custody of the kid or something, and that's all family drama shit, you know.
Hush. Hush.
Which like we all have like histories of fucking family drama. But yeah. It's just weird that he like supposedly fought for this kid and now he puts him around pedophiles. Oh, she does have the kid now. Okay.
Hush.
I wondered because I figured that they took that kid out, but I didn't know where he was. I was hoping that he was safe. Because if I remember right, he looked like he wasn't very communicative. Like he didn't, I don't know if he was able to speak or whatever, but I saw, because he'd make videos of him. Oh, he's so gross. I may go in and use the computer. That guy is so gross. I'm going to go in and use the computer. I want to like expose this guy to you, how nasty he is. Oh, just on his own website or a YouTube page. It's so gross. He's like, oh, just the first thing that hit me the other day when I looked it up. Oops, there's my, I have to show you this. This is just, oh, ugh, if you can stomach it. Let me turn this on. If you can stomach it, let me get on here. Okay, sign in. Okay, let's see. I really like that article. Okay, where did I? Let me look it up here. I'll make it, okay. Let's see. Oh, I gotta get my thing here. Let's see, Brian. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's see. Oh, wait, no, I didn't want to do that. I'm gonna get on YouTube. Okay, YouTube. There we go. Okay, YouTube. All right, let me get over here. Oh, no, it's not Brian. What is it? It's Outlaw Reform Ministries. There we go. There it is, right there. Listen to this.
Be the martyr, be the cause, soldier charter, save the laws. Be the martyr, be the cause, soldier charter, save the laws. All eyes on me, all eyes on you. We see eternity, a future renewed. Be the martyr, be the cause, soldier charter, save the lost. The mark, the persecuted.
This is him. This is him singing this song about being a martyr. He thinks he's a fucking martyr. It's the first thing that comes up when his page comes up. Does that make you sick? He considers himself a pastor, founder of Outlaw Reform Ministries, and doing business as Convoy for Christ. Oh, here we go. Let's see what he says about himself. For Christ, songwriter, teacher, inspirational speaker, philanthropist, entrepreneur, and advocate for change within juvenile sex offenders laws. He wants to be an advocate for change within juvenile sex offender laws, with strong compassion for the outlaws, as in from the law of man or the laws of God, for the homeless, the hungry, the addicted, etc. Through the videos here, starting in 2011, you can watch one man's journey and development from lost wretch, sinner, to a sinner saved by grace, from a nobody to somebody, only by the grace and mercies of God. Well, that tells you right there, he wants to be somebody. That's why he's got this YouTube page. Like and subscribe. Oh, no. Okay, so that's, yeah. That's why. Oh, God, that just makes me sick. Stop. It won't go away. And this is what, let me see if I can pause it. Oh, there it is. Okay. This is, that's what he had on top of his car, was an inchworm. I remember that inchworm. I liked that inchworm because I used to have one of those as a little kid. As a little kid, I had one of those. The pedo had an inchworm on top of his car at the convoy. What do you think about that? Why do they have to like entice children, be around children, entice children, be come on now, you know? Sick. Ugh. Guess I'll drive to Eagle Pass, he says. Let's see that one. He used it for the Eagle Pass? No way. Let me see if I can. Whoop, nope. No, thanks. I don't want to become a member. Nope. Let me go up here. Is this the one where I yelled at him?
That will be your op. Another 40, 45 years maybe?
Oh, I think it is.
Be 80, 85 years old?
Okay, here we go. Whoop. I'm trying to, like, this stuff is like, I don't know what it's doing. I fuck up shit when I, there we go. Okay, I had stuff that was blue. All right, here we go. See, here's his chat, too. We can watch the chat. There I am. I see me.
Let her keep going.
Listen to him. Listen to him when I confronted him over in, this is over at the Take Our Border Back convoy. Here he is.
Pastor, which means shepherd. And it is derived from the verb pasker, to lead, to pasture, set to grazing,
So who is in there that in his
The
chat?
term pastor also relates to the
Who's in
role
his
of
chat
elder
here?
within the New Testament.
Does he
and
have, who is his
synonymous
mod?
with the biblical understanding of minister.
Trying to
So
find his mod
basically,
in here. I think he came in at the end. If I
you got a
remember.
farmer,
There's a Viper 83.
he's got sheep, and he takes food out to that sheep and makes sure that that
See,
sheep
he's
knows
always
where
trying to
the
be
food
preachy.
is.
See, he's sitting there preaching to his flock.
Yep.
I can hear
All I
Bill.
hear is a bunch of hate, and hate is not of God at all.
Oh, God, always
Now
talk about
she's
God.
approaching my car. Who is this lady?
Lori Arnold. Her name is Lori Arnold.
She's actually going to come over here. Mm-hmm.
Fucking pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking pedophile.
And now she's doxing
Pedophiles
me.
don't belong anywhere around children.
Nope, they don't.
Well, put a bullet between my eyes then.
Oh,
Yeah, you
oh,
keep saying
oh,
that
that right there.
do it all.
That right there. Okay. So he keeps doing that. I noticed him doing that on the street. I had been listening to this motherfucker for 4 hours on my way up there, and he kept saying that. Well, just put a bullet in my head, or telling people that they were going to hurt him. Nobody even ever threatened any violence towards this man, and he's always trying to be the perpetual victim, the martyr, just like his song that he was on there. Be the martyr, be the martyr. He really feels he's a martyrer. Just had to put that in there.
You're here.
You are acting like a victim. You act like you're some kind of victim. You want people
Have
to...
you asked any
How
questions?
stupid is that?
Have you asked any questions?
I don't need to ask questions.
You are a fucking pedophile. You are on the sex offender list, Texas registry.
Mm-hmm.
We looked the dates up. She was 8 years
So see,
old.
me and Eddie gave it to him.
A
Yep.
lifetime member on the sex offender list.
But like, okay, so then we yelled at him, and then we walked away. I just stood there because I wasn't gonna leave until he left. So see, I'll show you. Like, I just stayed over here, and you can watch my live stream. I was mouthing off about him and everything. And I told people as they came up to find the people who were there from the convoy, because this is where the convoy was staged up, and they were coming back to this staging area. And so, like, people from the community were coming. It's in a park with kids. There were kids there. And they went around and they were coming by and everything. And so I started telling them why I was there, who this guy was. But see, he sat there for a while watching. But then he started. He's a. Let me go back. He thinks he's some kind of martyr, man. Here it is.
Be the martyr, be the cause, soldier charter, save the laws.
Oh, here's one that really pissed me off. Let me stop.
All eyes on me, all eyes on you.
Ugh. So I was looking through his, oh no, it was his videos. Okay. I was looking through his videos, and recently he posted one. Like, this is the song that he posted. Let me see. Where is it? I'm used to looking at it on my phone. Was it under videos? I thought it was. It was right in here. The call to action, no. Was it that? Let's see. Maybe it was it Shorts? He had these little kids singing a song. I mean, look at, I'm not going to play his son on here. I'm just not going to play the ones with his son in there. But, get down so you can't. But like, okay, so these are some of his. I don't think it's on the short. Whoops, there's another one. I'm trying not to get his kid in there as much as I can. Even though he puts it, that's the thing. Why do these people put their kids on social media like that. I'm gonna go down real quick. I want to show you. Oops, I should have just opened another. Hold on a minute. Let me get back up there. Okay, so let me open up another one. I'm going to turn it on me for a second while I look it up. But like, okay, so this is like, okay. This is so egregious. Let's see. Red Mama dinner bell. Dinner bell. Let's see. Red Mama and dinner bell. There we go. I just want to make sure before I bring it up. Okay. Let me see if I can pull that down a little. Nope. Okay, let me just make sure I hold it close so that we can. Okay, so look at like this Red Mama Crystal. Look at this. She calls her kid Dinner Bell. The lady that lets pedophiles live, be around her children, slept with the pedophile. The 1776 Restoration Movement convoy from a kid's point of view. Let me show you what I saw on there. Watch. Cash App. First thing she does is Cash App. From a kid's point of view, Cash App, Red Mama. Putting your kid on there for Cash Apps. Tell me that's not egregious, especially when it's a woman who lets pedophiles around her children. A woman who left those same said children when we were in the convoy, left them in a car, in a parking lot by themselves at night so she could go and have sex with some guy over in a hotel. Tell me, because I was there at the convoy. I remember. Yeah, she did that. That woman is calling her kids. She lets pedophiles around her children, and she's calling her children Dinner Bell, and she puts them out on social media and puts her fucking Cash App on there. She's serving her children up to pedophiles for money. That is exactly how I see that. Now you want to know why I don't want anything to do with this woman or people who want to have relationships with her? No. Nope. Sick. Same woman is now upset about this pedophile. Red Mama. Yeah. It's all because she doesn't like another streamer. Oh, let me show you something. I'm going to show you. This is also, I just want you to know why I really, really don't appreciate this. Let me find my papers. Hey, Plug, where did you move those papers that were in here? My
Look, straight up.
Oh, up here?
Yeah.
Thank you. I want to show you something. Yeah, you like my shirt? Or just for the stream. Okay, so I'm going to show you this crystal. This Red Mama put a restraining order on, from what I can tell, 6 of us. Crystal Hall. Public record, Crystal Hall. I'm not going to say the names of the children, but she also listed the children. 2 sons and a daughter she listed on this protective order. I won't show their names. And then she put, even though she does live in West Virginia, she put the address right there of where the protest was, the 1776 protest. She said that I have committed the following acts against, and she marked her and her minor children, that I did something to her children. Harassment, and what's the other one? repeated credible threats of bodily injury, knowing or having reason to know that the threats cause reasonable fear for the safety in violation of West Virginia code. She lied. Now, here's what she said. Let me read it to you. I'll show you. Here's what she says. Constant day and night video of my children, of her children. Children's name, picture, address placed on the dark web. I've never been on the fucking dark web. I don't even know how to get on the dark web. I would not want to get on the dark web. Multiple threats of kidnapping my children. Children videoed using the bathroom. Threats to continue stalking wherever I go. What a load of horseshit. What a load of horseshit. This is mine. This is mine. Okay? Me, Lori Arnold, to put a protective order on me. She said that I put her children, that I videoed her children night and day. This bitch was putting her children out on the fucking social media. Understand that. She was putting her children out with their own web pages. Yes, she put them on screen and then files against us all. And I tried hard not to film specifically the children. I don't like to protest. You can't win when you protest against a child. Ever. You don't win an argument with a child. You just look like a big bully. You try to fucking avoid the children as much as you can. Okay? So yeah, that just really pissed me off that she's saying this shit, because I didn't. She actually brought her oldest son up to the fence at Bunker Hill with a megaphone, and he was going back and forth. And even that was like, it was uncomfortable. I tried not to specifically speak to him. I was speaking to them for letting this child be up there microphoning to us about fucking pedophiles and stuff, you know? Because they acted like we were horrible because we were telling people about it. Yeah, they're using money. She's using her kids to get money off of the internet and beg for money. And she's mad and needs a protective order because I was videoing her. I have to sleep sometime. There's no way I could do that all day and night. Okay. So the other thing, I put the children's names, pics, addresses on the dark web. I didn't even have their address. I didn't even know. I only know little screen names of people. Until I got these protective orders, I didn't even know people's real names. I just know their little screen names and stuff. So yeah, no, I did not. That's a lie. That's a lie. Multiple threats of kidnapping. I have never threatened to kidnap anyone, let alone a child. Ever. Prove that one. That I videoed the children using the bathroom. No, I did not. No, I did not. That was actually the guy that she's living with right now. That was him that was videoing the children in the going to the bathroom at the porta potties and telling them to close, telling a girl to close her legs. That was actually the guy that she allows around her children now. That's the woman who put this protective order on me. Threats to continue stalking. I don't say I was stalking in the first place. Stalking wherever I go. When you are protesting, you cannot expect that you don't get some kickback. That's for everybody. If you can protest, so can the other people protest. And that is all that I've ever done, is to try to protest these motherfuckers. Wherever they go, they're protesting, and I'm going to protest their protest. And that's my constitutional right. Let me finish here. Let's see. Here we go. Here's what she asked them to do. Let's see. Let me see. I got to read it here. It's hard to read when I'm. Cease of videotaping, live streaming individuals at residence. So in other words, everybody at the residence, which was where the 1776 restoration movement was staying. So how convenient, right? So where their protest was, Their protest was at the parking lot. And that's what she was asking, is that where I was protesting them at, that I wouldn't be able to be there anymore. Repeated, let's see, cease of live taping, live streaming individuals at residence, repeated credible threats of bodily harm and harassment online, including slander and defamation and spreading of lies, i.e., pedophile protectors, cult members, etc. Threats of physical beatings and doxing, personal information. I didn't have her personal information. I didn't even fucking know. I knew her name was Crystal. Red Mama. Look at that. Fucking like she just lied so much. And I have a constitutional right to call you a cult member and a pedophile protector. I never threatened physical violence. Never threatened physical violence. The only time that I'm going to be violent to you is if I'm protecting myself, if you are being violent and you are attacking me. Even then, I let people get away with a hell of a lot hurting me without responding violently. Okay? So, yeah, let's go on. Let's see. What else did she mark on here? See if she marked to get my, she wanted it for 2 years. Oh, yeah, she did. Look at bitch marked. This is for the freedom thieves that these people are. This is what pedophile protectors will go through just to keep people from going after their pedophile. Prohibit the respondent from possessing a firearm. She wanted them to take my gun for 2 years. 2 fucking years. Let's see what else we got in there. Let's see, what does it say down there? No, let me find the next page here. There we go. She signed it. Upon oath or affirmation, say that I'm the petitioner named in the petition for personal safety order, and that the facts contained herein are true, except for where they are stated to be upon information and belief. I believe them to be true, and fucking signed it. September 1st, 2022. And that was what got me a protective order by this magistrate without me even being talked to at all. And she played that the children, it was smart of them to use Crystal, because they used Crystal, they used Ma and Pa, the old people, the 2 old people. They were very sympathetic at court. You got 2 little old people telling the judge how terrified they are of you, and then waving at you and smiling at you when you're outside of the courtroom. And yeah, there was a lot to that. So Ma and Pa, Patch, Joseph Patch, that is, so Anne, the little old lady, Anne, that is her from 1776. That is her. She got married to Joe. He put a protective order on me. Let's see, who else? There was this, I can't even remember all the names, but there were, and I didn't know who any of the people were because they all go by these weird names. So it would have been like Ma and Pa and Red Mama, but they put them on not only me. So I got, I think 6 of them. They put them on all the protesters, but not only the protesters. These freedom thieves, they put these same things on, let's see, there were 6 of us. So I know that us main protesters, it would have been me, Aunt, I think AP and Pluck. And then there were a couple others that got him. One guy, he had never even been there to protest. And they just, I think it's just craziness. And I can't say who he is, but it's craziness. These people, they're freedom thieves. And I went and checked because multiple people from 1776 Restoration Movement had put them on me. There is the Indiana Bob. Indiana Bob put a protective order on me for his 2 dogs because 1776 Restoration Movement was living on his property, and I was in Indiana. and they were afraid I was going to come protest them. So they put a protective order on me. He did. David Riddell put one on me in both Indiana and Ohio. He tried to double state it. And who else? Jalen, because I was going to protest her and Matt's Christmas display. And that's another one. Jalen and Matt, all up in these people's chats and stuff, and all friendly with this red mama and everything. What the hell? All these people that are okay with these people who stole other people's freedoms, and almost every single one of them tried to take my guns. They almost all of them. There was like one or two that did not mark to take my guns. And these are the people fighting for the freedoms, American freedoms. You understand why I get pissed off about that and why I'm not going to ever forgive that shit? This right here is against every motherfucking thing that I believe in. I believe in freedom. And people that try to steal other people's Second and First Amendment rights are really shitty fucking people. They're anti-American. They're anti-freedom, anti-American. And I don't think we should put up with this shit. We shouldn't put up with this shit. The same person that put this protective order on me, Crystal, her boyfriend, Billy, we call him Billy with a gun. I can't remember his full name, Williams, blah, blah, something. Billy, she let him live with her kids too. Billy swatted me at the courthouse, swatted me and Pluck at the courthouse for this protective order. We had already gone and the magistrate okayed all, I think, all but one, because she didn't show up. So 5 of the protective orders. Then I had to go and appeal it. And on the appeal, none of them came except for Crystal. Crystal was the only one that showed up to the appeal. So I had to sit and wait at court a half hour for each one of those stupid people who it was just too expensive for them to drive back there to get it on me. Well, yeah, because you're not even living there anymore. And you know I'm not a threat. You know it was just about protesting. But they did that shit. And he is the one, so we had to go do the appeal. So I had the first person that we had, Crystal was last, and I think she was up in the court. She was up in the court waiting her turn. And I decided after the first one, the judge said, well, we're dismissing it. He said, but we have to give them half an hour to get here and stuff, so each person. And I said, okay, I'm going to go out and have a cigarette, have my vape. Pluck was out there. And I went out to my car. I got my fucking vape. And I think I had got my phone to live stream to tell people, one down, we did it, that part. And the police watched me come out and talked to me even when I came out. And I walked over, did that, and I was standing outside in the parking lot of the courthouse for these court cases when Billy with a gun, who was her boyfriend at the time, called in a SWAT on me. And those police came and they got both for me and Pluck, who Pluck didn't have any POs. She had already beat hers. And they came and they tried to swat me and say that I was going against the PO by being out in the parking lot. And that what the fuck? And then they wanted my identification. And I'll tell you what, I am one of those former bootlickers, folks. I am a former bootlicker. I'm not going to lie about that. If the cop asked you for your fucking ID, you handed them your fucking ID. When you encountered a police officer, it was yes, sir, no, sir. You obeyed the police. Okay? My eyes are being open to a lot of that shit. But I just want you to know that's where I come from. So my first inclination is to give up the ID. But I'll tell you what, in that parking lot, I decided I was taking a stand. I was not going to because that cop knew me. He called me by name when he came up to me. He knew who I was. He had been coming to our protesting problems. He kept coming every time we'd get assaulted. Anything that happened, they'd be calling the police on us all the time just for stupid shit. And he would have to deal with that. Even the trolls called. He knew who I was and what was going on. He watched me come out of that courthouse and he still wanted my identification as if I had committed some kind of crime. And I just refused to give it to him. And I gave him hell for it. My lawyer was inside that court. The judge was waiting for me to come back for those court cases. I kept telling him, that judge is going to be pissed at you. He's going to be pissed at you if you arrest me, because I am expected in that courtroom right now, and what you're doing is wrong, and you know it. And eventually the like police from the court police people came out, and they escorted me back in, and I just stayed in there for the rest of the time so I wouldn't get swatted again, because I didn't want to go through that again. That was horrible. I thought I was going to jail. And Pluck, they wanted Pluck's ID. Pluck didn't do shit. Pluck didn't have any POs. It was ridiculousness. And that's the kind of people that we're talking about. That's what the kind of people we're talking about. People who are willing to take other people's freedoms. All these people that use these fake POs, and the 1776 Restoration Movement people that they represented and that stood by silently and let them do it. Mags. All of them. Because they were too busy grifting off and live streaming to try to get money. Fuck the cause, right? Fuck the cause. Some of them are literally standing on Freedom Corner. If you don't know what Freedom Corner is, Ashley Babbitt's mom. Ashley Babbitt is the one that got shot on January 6th at the Capitol. And her mother holds a vigil. She calls it a vigil. It's a protest out on the corner down at the DC jail where the J6ers are kept. And they have them calling in and all that stuff, okay? And so there's some group of little live streamers, and it's called Freedom Corner, and they hold their corner, and they've been there for a couple years now. And they also were part of this shit. They say that they're fighting for freedom. They always spouting about freedom. It's called Freedom fucking Corner. Freedom Corner. The people at Freedom Corner are okay with other people's rights being taken away. They actually let the pedophile down on Freedom Corner, Marcus Kopak, with his buddy Big Dummy, also known as Master Grifter. Big D, Master Grifter, Naughty Girl Aubrey, his woman, the underage online role play porn. Like, seriously, this is where we're at. These are the people that are putting the protective orders and trying to take other people's freedoms away, while they sit and shout about how the J6ers aren't getting freedom, and they're all about freedom and the First Amendment and the Second Amendment, and yet they were willing to take away other people's First and Second Amendment rights simply for exercising their First Amendment rights. They dared to protest against them. And you know what? I tell everybody that I meet that's from the world of the right about these people so that they're aware. The other day, I stopped at this, there were some people out there with a Trump stand that had Trump stuff to buy and a big cardboard thing of Trump. And so I stopped and I got something for my Trump friend. I have friends that support Trump, and I have friends that support Harris. So I bought a friend thing there, and I was talking to those people. And again, just like everybody else, I say about these people that let pedophiles live around kids, and I'm a protester, and I protested them recently. And they always want to think they're Democrats or the left, and I'm always like, no, please be aware, this was not the left or the Democrats. This is the Republicans and the right. Thank you very much. You got it. It's a Proud Boy. David Riddell is the leader of it, for goodness sakes. And then you got all these people who are shouting about making a constitutional republic and bringing in the new moral society and trying to tell me what my roles as a woman are, and stuff like that. That's the people that are letting pedophiles live with children and putting protective orders to take away people's First and Second Amendment rights. Do you know how bad that is, to send police to somebody's house to take their guns? How dangerous that is to send police to somebody's house to take their guns. David Riddell did that. The judge over in Ohio, without even speaking to me, because I made a funny satire video, a little voodoo video. She put a protective order on me and charged my sheriff in Indiana, from Ohio to Indiana, charged and had my sheriff come to give me the order and to take my guns away from me. How dangerous do you think that can become? You know, to come and take somebody's guns from their home? I mean, I told him no. No, you're not taking anything. And he went back and called the sheriff, asked the sheriff what to do. And the sheriff said, no, we won't take your guns because it's out of state. Now, if it was an Indiana judge, they said, then it would be different. But because it was a judge from another state, they did not have to obey the order, and they refused to do it. Which I'm very thankful, honestly, that they didn't, because it was totally out of line that some judge over in Ohio that I've never even met thinks she can come over and take my guns, and off of a funny video. Like, seriously, really, really, really messed up. So these are the people that, like, I have no tolerance for this shit. I have a no tolerance policy for pedophiles. And I have a no tolerance policy for people who try to take my freedoms away from me, especially with the courts and sending armed men to me, either at my home or where I'm at, even to file this shit. We see the videos every day. I watch a lot of auditors. We see a lot of videos coming out about police and the police interactions. And I'm the one that always tells you now, film the police. Film the police. Anytime you have an interaction, film it. Even a welfare check could end up in you dead. Look at Sonia Massey. Sonia Massey called the police because she thought there was some people out in her yard, and the police ended up coming in her home and shooting her in the head dead and killing her, murdering her in her own home. And these people are sending armed police to my home. They're trying to steal my freedom, my First Amendment. My voice is very important to me. My voice is very important to me. And you'll never shut me up if you're trying to shut me up. That's not going to happen, because I have a right to speak. I have a right to say what I feel and what I believe, and state the things. And when people are letting pedophiles live with children and trying to cover it up, and these piece of shit people weaponize the courts, you want to know whose brainchild that was? Oreo Express. I call him Cookie. Oreo Express was the author of all that. He's the one that got all that going. Yeah. So do I feel bad that people took his page down? No, hell no. Stole his voice? Hell no, I don't feel bad. That's somebody who's out there trying to steal other people's voices. We got too many people out there doing that. And then these, like the 76ers, they see other people doing it. Like they get mad when it happens to them. And it's like, do you not understand that you do that to other people? And now you're getting mad, like the hypocrisy in that you're getting mad about people doing it to you. Buffy, what is his name? Buffalo Man 11 or whatever. He went and protested a church, a pedophile pastor. And the pedophile pastor put a PO on him. And he was all kinds of butthurt about having this false PO put on him. Really? Really? You were there. You were a part of that shit. Where were you when your people were putting the false POs on me and the other protesters? It's fine when it's them. I think everybody just needs to fucking stop. No more. Stop it. No more false POs. No more weaponizing the court systems. I got to get some water. And the swattings too. The swattings and the, that's a dirty pool. That's not right. When you swat somebody and you send the police over some stupid or false shit and make claims and stuff that aren't true, you're putting people in danger. You're putting people in danger. That's dangerous. You're sending men with guns. And then you could be taking away not only their lives, but you could be taking away their freedoms. I'm so tired of people swatting each other. Enough already. I've been watching it with like, even with the anti-Scientology shit. People are getting swatted all over and stuff. That's ridiculous. That's bad. Don't do that. Don't swat. And stop with all the false POs. That's what Scientology has been doing, is putting POs on people and stuff like that. 1776 people, the people that were in 1776, realize that's what you all did. You all are swatters, freedom thieves. You weaponize the courts and use false POs. You know damn well I didn't put any children on the black web. I never threatened to kidnap anybody's children. I've never threatened the children. So don't start. And everybody's is like that. I could show you. I've looked at other people who got the POs. And they got the same shit. They just wrote the same thing on everybody's. Ridiculous. There were some people down at Freedom Corner that tried that shit too. It just didn't fly. And there are times when you should put a PO on somebody. That's the thing. It's there for a real purpose. And there are victims and people who need them, that need protection from people who are trying to hurt them. And all it is it's a tool for the police to be able to like arrest that person. Honestly, that's all it is, to get them away from you. But you're wasting the resources. You're using them for false things, and that's wrong. I still think that's just horrible, and I tell people all over about that whenever I come to into contact, because I go to political things, and I try to like watch protests and stuff. And when I talk to anybody who's on the right, I make sure to let them know, especially if they're up. I've talked to politicians, people who are activists, and stuff like that. And I let them know to be careful about Freedom Corner, Ashley Babbitt's mom, Mickey, and that she assaulted me down there. They assaulted me on Freedom Corner. I got assaulted by Ashley Babbitt's mother, Mickey. She chest bumped me with the boob and knocked me back. She grabbed my stick and tried to take my stick from me with my camera on it. I mean, like they were using signs on me. It was like one thing after a fucking another down there. These people are not for freedom. They're not for freedom. They have pedophiles around children. Freedom Corner has them calling in. Sean Mayhew, he does prayers. He's done prayer for them. They try to get money for these people. A pedophile. They had Marcus Kopak down there too. So they're not only freedom thieves, they like their pedos and they're freedom thieves. They're the scum at the bottom of the barrel, like underneath the barrel. You know that nasty shit that looks like you've already like been sick on it 2 or 3 times and it's slimy and gross, kind of brownish green and shit. They live under that. These are the people that live under that. And they're the ones that are like out there trying to act like they're freedom fighters. Huh. Fuck that shit. You ain't no freedom fighter. You're a freedom thief. You're a freedom thief. I don't forgive pedophiles, and I don't forgive people that try to steal my freedom, especially with lies. These are not nice people. Not at all. And so like to think that I would have anything to do with this person. Make sure this is mine, not, oh, that's hers. To think that I would have anything to do with this person. I don't want anything to do with her. I want her, I don't want nobody that is friendly with her, that is friends with her. I don't want nothing to do with the people that put these protective orders on me and that swatted me and that let pedophiles live with children. They're sickening. They're sickening. They're dangerous. I feel very strongly about that. tried to steal my freedoms and other people's freedoms and their First and Second Amendment rights. It's so weird because like I've gotten that before. But guess who it was? It was the left doing that kind of shit to me. Okay? It was in my area, the liberals and the Democrats and stuff that did that shit to me back in Indiana because I was MAGA. I was a Trump supporter. I was, for all different kinds of things that they didn't like. And some of them played dirty. Some of them played dirty. And so I was used to it from that side. From the people who were coming up and being supportive, I didn't expect that shit from them. And I found out that there's bad people that on both sides that are doing some bad shit. Things like this, and I've seen it. And it's wrong. It's wrong to weaponize our courts and to use the police against other people just because you don't like their voices. Tough cookies. Tough cookies. You don't like their voice? Tough cookies. Get your ass up and raise your voice up. You can do that. You're absolutely allowed to do that. Go counter protest them. Go make your own channel and go talk about them and how wrong they are. Do whatever you want. But you don't be weaponizing the court systems. Don't be using the police and swatting people and giving false reports to the courts and to the police. That's very dangerous and it's wrong, no matter who's doing it. I find it repulsive. I think it's really bad. And it's sad that that's where we're at in society, that we would do shit like that. I don't always like what everybody has to say. And there's a lot of people that say shit that pisses me off. Look at, I don't like the pedo supporting, but I don't have the right to be violent towards them. I don't have the right, even though they did this shit to me. I don't have the right to be violent towards anybody, or then for me to go and you do the same thing and put a false protective order on somebody, because I'm not afraid of these people. I just know that they're bad and what they're doing is bad. But excuse me, you can't be doing this shit. None of us can. We need to grow up and realize that everybody has the same rights we have. The First Amendment is for all of us. And even people that you find stupid, repulsive, you don't like what they have to say, they have the First Amendment right to stand out there with a sign and to voice their opinion. So it's a very slippery slope when we start trying to police free speech. I know that there are some exceptions, such as everybody uses the when you're in a crowded theater yelling fire and inciting people to run away and possibly get hurt or something. That would be an example that people use a lot. But right now there's a big fight on for the First Amendment and what our rights are and like how far people can go. And I admit there are people that go too far sometimes. But I am a proponent that you always can walk away. If you don't like it, you can block people. There's all kinds of ways to get around if you really can't stand someone else's voice, but they're allowed to have their opinions. And shame on anybody that sends the police to people with false accusations and tries to put people in jail for false accusations. I know that they have too tried to put people, they've literally used this on another live streamer down at Freedom Corner. He was live streaming down there, and as soon as they found out that he was there, we watch in their chats. I don't all the time, but back then I was looking, and they were talking about how we got to go get Crystal because she had one on him too, and they're like, oh, where's Crystal? We got to go get her, and they literally had her like they went. Somebody drove her down to the corner with her protective order so they could make him leave the corner. That's what they do. They get these things and then they use them so that you can't protest against their group. And luckily, that time the police did not allow that, and so the counter protester got to stay. But they run around town. Crystal, they like to use Crystal. She had the kids, so it was really hard for them to not give her a protective order because she tried to be sympathetic about. I beat it. My lawyer did. So I was really happy that I had gotten a lawyer. But you know, we had to ask, people gave me money for lawyer and stuff, and this was a learning experience about how devious these people are when you start protesting against these groups. And they use like numbers. In numbers, they'll use a bunch of them to put protective orders on people just to shut them up. We see it in the Scientology doing that. Just keep people stuck in court with false shit so that they have to keep hiring lawyers and they have to keep paying money. It's a way of, even if your shit doesn't stick, I mean, out of 6 of them, you only need 1 to stick so that the protesters can't be there at your protest, right? So, we've seen, they've used her all over, you know? And so it's a game that people are playing that has to stop. It has to stop. I don't know how to stop it, but I'm going to keep talking up about it because I think it's horrible that people will do this. I had somebody do that to me at home. Somebody who didn't like my protesting back in Indiana, that would like make fun of me, tell people to come and do shit to me, come by my house. He actually stopped and talked to me, covered up with a mask and stuff. Was part of a group of people who were like out to come and, you know, like they didn't like me and they were always talking about me and shit and like making memes about me and everything. And it was kind of funny. I would watch the memes. I just laughed, but like they bait you until to try to like do something that they can use to make it look like that, like they're afraid of you. And then all of a sudden she got rid of everything on her social media that had to do with me, where she was talking about me and telling people to come get me and all this kind of shit. And instead of that, she went and got a protective order. Just, you know, and so like I just let that go. I was like, whatever. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't ever want to see her anyway, you know. Like she's the one that kept coming up to me. I wasn't out seeking her out, so I was fine with it. I just let it go. But like it's just another example, you know, that people are doing this, and it's wrong. It's wrong, and it's a big problem. Berkeley County, yes, Jim. Hi, Jim. Hi, Tanya. Yeah, Berkeley County. We're finding out a lot of shit from Berkeley County. Was it the sheriff there that got in trouble for his daughter? He like tried to fix some shit for his daughter or something, and there's just been a lot of them. I keep seeing it on Twitter and stuff in the feed about people in Berkeley County that are getting in trouble. And one of the ladies that put the protective order on us, let's see, it was another, I think it was another Crystal. Oh, I forgot her last name now. But she put one on and she didn't even show up. But I have my suspicions, let me just put it that way, that she has some ties to people in the court system and in the political world over there in Berkeley County. And she was one of them that put the protective order on us and with the others. And she never showed up. I never even knew who she was because I don't know their names. But that shit's got to stop. And these are the people that they did all this to protect a pedophile. Marcus Kopak. Nuts. Get back on my computer. Let me go back here. So this is, I'm going to go back to Outlaw Reform Ministries. I don't know. This kind of looks like the guy that was the pedophile. the other that he let live with his kid, but I'm not 100% sure. It kind of looked like him. Let me go back. That guy right there, he kind of looked like him. I'm not sure though.
Yeah. So
It was a white guy that kind of had like crazy hair and a beard. But this is his church he's renovating.
let's see. So just to let everybody know, fresh onto the video, we're just doing some renovations today. Like I said in the title, a lot of boring stuff, but people say they like the renovation stuff, so figure I'll start the live stream up and
Who's
let y'all be a
subscribing
part
to
of
the
it, be a part of
pedophile?
the family, watch the progress. Oh, and you can't even see my eyeballs. Anyway, so on and so forth. It won't be muted on this one. So
Here's his. Let me go
yeah,
back
you'll be able
to his community page, and I'll show you his church thing. Let me go down a little bit. Wait, what did I do? Hold on a second. Let me go back here. Oh, I think I had to click on it. Okay. There it is. Here, look at this. August 18th is when his first church service was, 2 weeks ago. Okay. Oops. Oopsie. My phone died. Let me put it back in the charger here. There we go. Take my charger so I can show you this. Okay. Sorry. I do that sometimes. I forget. Okay. So, who's in there? Oh, Tricky Trixie. Hello, hello. All right. There we go. So, let me go back to here. It says, so if you are bound to a wheelchair, please do not allow that to stop you from attending church. None of us are meant to do this life alone. We all need brothers and sisters to hold us spiritually accountable and vice versa. The scripture also tells us not to forsake the assembly. Let's get something clear. Online church is to be an absolute last resort. Which it's funny because he didn't live stream this. If we are capable of attending the assembly but choose to watch online, we are thereby being disobedient to the scripture. So he's trying to tell people, he is so judgmental and he's so crazy. He's trying to tell people that if they don't go to the actual church, to his church, if they just look at church online, then they're disobedient to God. Okay. Hebrews 10:25. Remember the date, August 18th. Fellowship with one another begins at 9 a.m. Service begins at 10. This is in Oklahoma, Quinton, Oklahoma. Why can't I see the whole thing? Maybe let me click up here. No, report. That wasn't the one. Maybe over here. Oh, there we go. I thought it had more. I wanted to see the like comments. Oh, wait, maybe this. Oh, there we go. 0 comments, huh? Good. All right. How many likes does he have on there? 4. 4 people like that. All right. Let me go back. So that's his church. His church is, let's see. Let me go and look up Quinton. Well, I don't think I will look that up right now. But that is his, let's see where I'm on those. The last time he did a live, it was just these his church being renovated and stuff. But he has talked many times about, he's gone to like Texas. Oh, here's one. There is a funny one. Let me find the video because this one's kind of funny. This is the mind of this man, okay? It's only a few minutes.
Lord Father God, we ask you to forgive us of our sins.
Let me get past that.
Cleanse us in the shed blood of your Son.
He's always got to pray.
Reaching out and waking up the people. Stop. To the owners, the founders.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Now, to Love's Truck Stop.
Love's Truck Stop. Okay, so just so you know, this is, hold on a minute. I'm going to pause it. Wait. This is, I have a beef with Love's truck stop. I actually told a lady. I used to go to Love's all the time in Texas. And I actually told one of the ladies that works there, I'm like, you would not believe this. There is this pedophile guy on social media on YouTube that's got a video about your way of checking people out. I told her what his beef was. You got to listen to this. This shit is just like unbelievable. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can get the volume up a little bit more. Oh, here we go. I can. Here we go. All right. Let me see how loud, if this is too loud.
I got beef with you.
No. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start.
Whoever is running the show.
Wait.
I got beef with
I got to
get It's Love's Truck Stop.
There.
To the owners, the founders, whoever is running the show. I got a beef with you.
He's got a beef.
This whole deal on the credit card machine, where you're asking if you want to donate money to whatever charity, and you can hit yes if you do, and if you don't, you have to hit the other option, which is, it says maybe next time, or maybe later, okay? You're forcing Christian folks like me to lie. I'm not donating to the charities, okay? I know where the money goes. I'm not stupid. And there is going to be no next time. There's not going to be a maybe next time. And I know that.
Wait.
So every time you force me to have to hit that maybe next time.
Wait. I got to pause this.
To lie. I am a Christian man, a God-fearing man.
Oh.
And I do not believe in lying. This is another programming of the norms.
As a side note, he did get his coffee from Love's Truck Stop. He did. If I remember the story right, he didn't have the cash, and he still got his coffee from Love's Truck Stop. So he didn't deny himself the coffee from Truck's Love Stop. But he's got a beef, and he's really upset about it. Yeah, so much so that he made a video about it, and he's never going back because they're making this Christian man not lie. The pedophile doesn't like to lie. What a load of shit.
Society, just another one of them little small things that draws society into this deeper, darker rabbit hole of accepting lies, accepting lying as being okay.
He lied.
Oh, it's just a little tiny thing.
It's the little tiny things. This Brian Dunker, he lied about his age. He keeps trying to say that his victim was 10, not 8. He keeps saying that he was only 15, 14 or 15 when he's really was 1 month away from being 17 years old. I'm telling you right now, the lie is tricky, Trixie. He is a liar. But he's worried about Truck Love Stop because and it is true, they do have that. It was like, do you want to donate? Yes. Or maybe later. He is saying that he's so upset because they're making this good Christian man lie because he knows he's not going to donate to these causes later on. So if he hits later, he's lying. That's what he's upset about. So much so that he makes a friggin' video about it. I mean, that just blows me away.
Dang. You're looking too much into it.
Yeah,
blah,
you are.
Blah, blah. That's the norms of society today. That's the attitude of society today. And you are contributing to it. I am asking you as a Christian man, I'm asking you, please change that option. It's real simple. All you got to do is make that option say no.
Go in and pay
Not
with
maybe
cash.
Later, not later. None of that. Don't force us Christians to have to lie. If I keep seeing this issue, I'm going to see if I can raise a boycott.
You're going to what?
Start boycotting the business.
Boycott. He's going to boycott Loves.
At least all Christians.
So I get to boycott the pedophile while he boycotts Loves.
Start boycotting your store until you change that option.
You were begging for gas money a few months ago.
That's my piece. Much love.
I don't think Love's Truck Stop has much to worry about, honestly. But that's the mentality that you're dealing with as a preacher. That's the kind of shit that he's tried to preach to people. He's nuts, man. He's fucking nuts. Let's see what else he's got on. He's I wish I could find that one video. Oh wait, there was one I did want to. Let's see. Am I on videos? Yeah, okay. Let's see. What is his mission statement? Whoops, I'm on the wrong one. I want this one.
Have you ever pondered the power of transformation? Imagine a world where the outcasts, the forgotten, those labeled as outlaws, are not just abandoned, but instead given a chance to reform, to change, to become better versions of themselves. This is the world that Outlaw Reform Ministries Incorporated is tirelessly working to create. Outlaw Reform Ministries Incorporated is not just
Incorporated.
outlaws
He's
in regards to
incorporated.
natural laws, but also the outlaws from Christ, the ones who are running from God himself. Outlaw Reform Ministries is reforming societies, changing perceptions, and creating a world where everyone gets a chance to change, to grow, to become the best version of themselves through Christ.
No,
But this
you don't.
transformation,
Pedophiles
this
don't get to be a
reformation,
part
it's
of
not
our
possible without
society.
You who believe
You
in
don't get to
second
be around
chances.
children.
You who understand the power of transformation. You who see the potential in every outlaw. Support the work of Outlaw Reform Ministries Incorporated. Because every outlaw deserves a chance to transform, to reform, to become a better version of themselves through Christ, and to go on to helping to transform the lives of other outlaws as well. Join the mission. Support the transformation. Stand with Outlaw Reform Ministries
No.
Incorporated.
Nope.
Because together we can create a world where every outlaw gets a chance to reform.
Yeah, I don't think so. Like, I don't know much about corporations and all that. I know like David Riddell, he made the 1776 Restoration Movement, which made it confusing because it was a business and it was a movement, a group, a protesting group. It was a protesting business. So like with Outlaw Reform Ministries, with it being incorporated, I don't know. I don't know what churches usually are. I just thought they were religious groups, organizations that got a 5013C or whatever. They got the deduction. He gets the tax deduction. How sad is that? I think just take the tax deductions away from churches. That's me. But so that's what. Oh, where is? I wish I could find some of these that. He's always trying to get the church leaders, other church leaders, to come out with him. And oh, here's the convoy where he was promoting people and stuff. Let's see what else we got. Let me go to his lives. The shorts just had a bunch of his kid on there, and I don't want to. Oh, here we go. Here's the discriminating one. I thought this one was.
There's a lot been happening, and we'll get into that. I'm going to be just very
This one was,
brief.
when did not discriminating become a crime?
First, I want to take us into just a short break.
This is after his kid got taken from him, and he's saying that because he didn't discriminate against a pedophile living with his child, he was arrested. You get that? He's upset because he said, I didn't discriminate against somebody because they're a pedophile, and I let them live with my child. How did that become a crime? That's what he's enduring, what I'm going through. Fucking martyr.
My path and telling me exactly how to do it to me.
I'm still praying. He loves to do that prayer in front of everybody. These big, long friggin' prayers. Beware of people who like to do big, long prayers in front of everybody. The Bible even speaks about that.
Disabled the chat board for this live stream. I'm just not going to take any questions or comments. I'm coming on here just to simply kind of
because you got arrested.
Briefly on
your child taken away.
And ask those of you who may be prayer warriors for your prayers for myself, my son, and this ministry as a whole, and Christianity as a whole.
He thinks this is an attack on Christianity as a whole. Because he got in trouble for letting his pedophile live with his kid.
In a rapid rapid gunfire-like manner. Many things that came at me, the ministry, the residents, so on. Just
He's opened his
nonstop,
house to criminals, to
continuously
pedophiles.
over the last month and a half. This ministry is now being persecuted.
Persecuted. He's a martyr.
Being told that we have broke the law by not discriminating against people. Federal law prohibits discrimination of any kind, including religion. And
Discrimination because of religion. He's using religion to say it's okay for pedophiles to live with kids.
That we have broke the law here in McIntosh County, Oklahoma, Eufaula, Oklahoma, for not discriminating.
Good on McIntosh County,
myself,
Oklahoma,
and a resident of ours is in a lot of legal trouble now because of the county's claims.
I'll look him up in a minute. I'll show you who he is.
That I broke the law for not discriminating. I can't really give too many details at this time, okay? But for those of you who out there that are true Christian followers of Christ and believe in every word of the King James Version
Oh
Bible,
my God.
nothing more, nothing less. I need you prayer warriors to be praying earnestly for this ministry, for myself, for my son, for my family.
I will say, please, if you are a prayer warrior, do pray for his son, because his poor little kid needs some prayers, having this as your dad.
And we're going to take it all the way. There's a very, very high probability that there is going to be a date that comes.
This is before he opened his church.
Where...
When was this?
A trial will happen.
2 months ago.
And I am going to have to defend Christianity as a whole. Defend the scriptures. Defend our rights.
I would like to see when that trial is.
As believers.
If anybody has that information of when his trial is, if it's already been over or if he still has it, I would like to know.
Read the scriptures,
I couldn't find it.
As followers of Christ. Anyway, like I said, I just wanted to make this video very, very short. Come on here and give you an update as to what's going on. Been fighting through a lot of stuff. That's why I haven't been online or been live or whatever. Well, that and
discriminating. Letting pedophiles live with children is not discriminating. He's not discriminating. And that's his religious right, he says.
One legal battle after another. So, many prayers requested. Please pass this to your churches. Ask your pastors and your congregations to please pray for the rights of Christians, for this ministry.
He's a martyr.
And for my family and the residents of this ministry. Thank you. I want you to know that we Christians, we must be brave and strong even in the face of adversities. The scriptures warn us that persecutions will come. If you're a Christian and you've never faced any kind of persecution...
This is again blaming the devil. The devil didn't do this. You did.
Begin to talk to God and...
You did. You're the devil. In this situation, you are the devil. You're the bad person. You're not the victim.
As true believers. So, but as true believers, we take joy in the persecutions, knowing that everything works out for his good.
Can you imagine coming to this guy for your spiritual needs, your spiritual guidance, that this is the person you want to guide you through your spiritual journey? Can you imagine that? How desperate do you have to be to trust somebody like this?
God bless.
Okay, I'm going to show you. Let me look it up here. Okay, new tab. Let's look up Brian. Let's see. Do I already have it on there? No. Okay. Brian. Jared Dunker. McIntosh County arrest. Let's try that. All right. So here's this one. I don't know if I can get on the other one. Okay, this is from the Eufaula Indian Journal. And it has right here, what's the date on this? Let's see, I'm trying to see if it has a date. Oh, there it is, May 29th, 2024. Brian Jared Dunker, child neglect. Felony cases. So it's a felony child neglect. I don't know when he has to go to court. Let's see here. Let me go back. And then this one, I think this is the one that has who it is that he, okay, the state of Oklahoma versus Brian Jared Dunker. This is in McIntosh County. It's still open. Yeah, it was filed May 24th, 2024. Let me go down here. Let's see, let's start down here. Preliminary criminal warrant was issued on the 24th. Okay, let me see if I can get this one to come up. I had trouble last time. It wanted me to like into something. So I may not be able to get it. Oh, it is. It's going to tell me to join something. I'm not going to join anything. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Camera fee. It's got all the fees and shit on there. For arrest without a warrant. There's some more fees. Oh, so you put in a not guilty plea. Yeah, we'll have to see. See, I came up to the top here. There was a motion to continue on 6/20. And on 7/3, it says applied in person attorney, but it does, oh, wait, continue. Yeah, it said continue to 7/31/24. And then there's nothing on there yet that says what happened. Has that open status. So I don't know when the next law firm was. But so this is for his thing with the child neglect thing. Let me see. I wish I knew who it was. Oh, what's that? See, he's not on their list. He's only on the Texas list. Let me look up this sex offender. Because I want to clear that up too. Let me go up here and Oklahoma. Well, here I'm going to take Oklahoma out too. Let's just delete that. I'm so bad with this shit. Hold on a minute. Okay. Let me put it back in here. Dunker, sex offender. Offender. All right, there we go. There we go. Brian Duckert, a registered sex offender. Is it coming up? There it is. Okay, there he is. That's him. Brian Jared Dunker. Risk level is not reported. It's got the physical. Okay, his offenses: indecency with child sexual act. It was in 2000. It was in Illinois. That's right, Illinois. He got 18 months discharged from not reported. He's a lifetime. His registry date is lifetime. From the Texas, he's there. So he moved to Texas for a while and got off. Let's see. Oh, where's the one that had more? There was one that had more. Thought they had more on here. Let me go back and see if I can find the other one that actually says has more. Trying to see. Let's just try this. Quinton is where the church is. The church is in Quinton, Oklahoma. Quinton. Let's see. Let's see. Brian. Dunker. All right, it's loading up. I agree. Oh, geez, it's got a bunch of shit. I'm not going through all that. All right. But anyway, well, we saw at least that one sex offender, his sex offender on there. I had the one that had his birth date and everything on there. You can look him up. It's Brian Jared Dunker. And if you look up it, as you saw on there, it was in the 2000s. He was born in 83. So 83, you had, or was it 80? Yeah, 80, one that I was watching. So he's full of lies, and yet he's worried about loves making him liar. So I have some plans. I do plan on doing some things because I think that there needs to be some awareness brought to this situation over in Quinton, Oklahoma. I think they need to know who they're dealing with and who's moving pedophiles into their community. And like I said, it's a small community. Like the last census that I saw was like 1,000+ people. So that's pretty small. Word gets around. I did it before with Marcus Kopak, where I went over to where he was registered at to live, and I went around the neighborhood and I hit all the I put out flyers with his sex offender registry stuff. I put it all over. I told people, I told all the neighbors, I told the neighborhood. I went over by the school and posted stuff. So I'm no stranger to that. Okay, I sure will, Blues Lady. Thank you. Check the email, yeah, because like there's something wrong with this person, and really all we can do is let people know and be aware of what's happening. And so there's a lot of women out there and people out there that are doing different things, like catching pedophiles, and some of them do the where there's women against pedophiles or predators. I think it's predators. It might be predators or pedophiles. But I just got onto them and I tried to watch them. They are the ones that actually go and have to do the pretend like they're a 12-year-old girl and have to talk to these pedophiles that get a hold of them and stuff, and that try to have sex with them and meet them. They recently just had one that was he actually sent what he thought was a 12-year-old girl a video of him having sex with his dog. And I watched the arrest live where they went and they took the dogs. They arrested him. He got charged for the animal stuff. He got charged for the child. He is also a he had sex offended against a child before that. So I don't remember if he was not registered or something, but like it's an epidemic here, and we've got to start doing everybody's got a part. I cannot do that. I could not do that. I really don't think so. That is hard for me to even listen to for too long. I support the ladies for what they do. I give them kudos for having to do that. I don't know how they do that. I'm glad that somebody can. People who have to um, go and confront these pedophiles and stuff. It's, whoops, I got to get my other charger, but there's all people out there that do all kinds of stuff. I'm trying to find my place in all this, and I'm beginning to think that maybe just speaking to survivors is a good thing, like I did today, just speaking out about how I feel about the forgiveness thing, and trying to like be open about my own shit, and hopefully that helps somebody else, and kind of like reach out and try to talk to survivors. That's a good thing. It's something I'd always kind of wanted to do. Was I had always had dreams of my big dreams and plans were that my ultimate goal would have been to open up a place where people who had been sex trafficked, women and children, could come to, that was maybe like a big, either a ranchy or like a big house that had a lot of different rooms and stuff. Like I'm thinking really big, and like a place that was like kind of away, a little bit away from stuff, so that it could be serene nature, healing, where people could come to heal from that stuff before they got thrown back into the world after they've been saved from those lives. Children who have been sex trafficked, and women, and um, a place where they could go and try to heal. And if they had children, they could bring them. So that was kind of like what I had always wanted to do. So like my heart is for that. I love that part of the aspect of helping the survivors of sexual abuse and sex trafficking. That's something that I think is very noble to do. But there's also the catching of the pedophiles. There's the prosecuting of them. There's the holding police accountable. There's just all kinds of aspects to it. And there's also awareness. I've been in the awareness right now, just like talking about it. Trying to bring awareness to situations with my protesting. A lot of times, like I said, I even write on my car, save a child, bury a pedo. I mean, just something to bring that up, and to get people talking and stuff, and to go and try to call out when people let pedophiles around children, and when pedophiles go into their community. That may be something, that was something I had thought about doing, was just going to where the pedophiles are living, and going find out where they're at, and go door to door, which our government, if they were going to put them back in this society, should have been doing in the first place. But letting everybody know that lives around them that there's a pedophile that lives around you, so please watch yours and other people's children. I mean, bringing some awareness to that, and I can live stream it and stuff. That may be what I end up doing. At least live stream some of it. I'm big about, I like live streaming because it brings awareness to things, but at the same time, sometimes I get more accomplished when I'm not live streaming. I get people to talk to me when they're not on video. So it's a balancing act with that. And I will always try to err on the side of getting my goal accomplished at the detriment of not getting content. So it's not about the content. It's about being able to bring the awareness and being able to speak to these people. So like I do things by how I feel in the situation, what the situation calls for. I definitely would be one who puts the live stream off their face and down to talk to the neighbors, or to, if somebody wanted to talk to me off camera, I will do that, because it's an important message to get out. Very important, something that we've got to do. So everybody has their place. And there are people who are trying to get a hold of the senators and the representatives and stuff like that. And that's good. We need to start changing the laws. He is in Oklahoma and not on the sex offender list because of a loophole. We got to close the loopholes. I'm all for people doing this shit. I think it's good for people to call around and do stuff to try to make people aware of what is in their community. I don't understand why people pick and choose. and are okay with some pedophiles and not and stuff, but I'm still glad that people are doing this. That is the truth. I am glad that people are doing this. I just don't understand, and I wish that people would think about that, and that it should be all pedophiles, and we've got to do something to stop this shit. We've got to start speaking up, all of us, everybody. Stop defending pedophiles, stop defending pedophile enablers, stop defending people who let pedophiles around children just because you like them, or you have some reason that you that you want to support them or whatever. It's wrong, and we need to stand up against that. So I think I'm done. I think I've said enough. I just needed to get all that out because, like, it's something that's been kind of weighing on me lately, and I really wanted people to know about this Brian Dunker and his church there. So you'll probably be seeing me doing a live stream about this in the not too far away future. Is that the way to say it? It shouldn't be too soon before you will see me. I've got some traveling plans, so there's going to be some things done about this to the best of my ability. So I hope y'all have a really, really, what is today? Today is Saturday. I hope you have a good Saturday. Peace out to you. And we only could do what we could do. I want everybody to just do what you could do. And don't feel bad about what you can't do. If you can't, I can't go after every pedophile. I can't reveal every pedophile. I do what I can do. You do the ones you could do. So, and together we're gonna all hopefully get rid of the pedophiles and and stop this insanity of trying to make pedophilia normal. It's not. It's not normal, and we shouldn't accept it. So peace out. Love y'all.